Wave hi to everybody. Hello.
Welcome, Internet, to the Play Some Video Games podcast, episode 65. It's your boy, Dat Ninja Dev, here, as always, with my main man, Donnie Eat the Hype Reese, and Delvin, who is here for another Donnie Story Cox. How are we this evening, gentlemen?
Doing okay. Doing pretty good.
Yeah, it's been a long day for me. I am
solid.
That was
mentally
really lackluster.
Did you get a new microphone?
Okay? No. This is the same one. I just put my logo on it. Like everything I do. I brand myself and whore myself out.
I don't think I ever recall seeing like wires and stuff, I guess. It's the first time I've noticed it.
Yeah. I adjusted it to a different direction. That's why.
He realized how to actually use the mic.
No, that's not how that worked. Actually, I'm trying to figure out, because you guys always say I'll freeze up.
Yeah.
So instead of using the regular Internet Explorer I use, I think usually when I click on a link, it goes to Edge.
Okay.
I'm using Firefox to see if that solves the problem.
We'll see if that does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you said Internet Explorer, I was going to say, how is that even possible?
After 65 episodes, he's attempted to do something else.
Yes.
Not change webcam or anything like that. He's just merely moved to a different browser.
Yes, pretty much.
Maybe that'll fix it.
Webcam's good.
Is it?
Is it though?
Yeah. It's a Logic Pro.
What is it? Chat, you want to weigh in there? Like you don't want us to say it. Let's let the people say it. Somebody, you want to handle my light work here?
I know, right?
Nah.
And you said it's a Logitech Pro. Is that even a thing?
Logitech. I don't know what the fuck this is. It's Logic.
Exactly.
Like the rapper.
It's Logic.
It's Logic.
Like the rapper.
Jesus Christ.
It's half white.
It is literally the Logitech webcam, like the first one.
No,
right. 540p.
It says a Logitech webcam on it.
Needs the brightest light ever to work. We're just going to set up a GoFundMe.
Got an answer for you.
Ain't you supposed to be doing something, Chaffee? Get your ass to work, whatever the fuck you want to be doing right now. Leave me the fuck alone. Whatever
you should be here. You should be in the. You should be in the chat.
Go do that.
You should be in the show.
Look, he's here for the bullying. He knows what's up.
No.
He knows where he should be, and right here in the chat is where he should be. It's okay. We're gonna start a GoFundMe or something to get you a better webcam because
it's not the webcam.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't say it was the webcam, but that doesn't mean your webcam is good.
So far, I haven't noticed any issues. It looks pretty good.
So far, he's actually here.
I'm always here, even when you don't see me.
Omnipresent.
Look, I didn't come here for this abuse. I came in to hear Donnie's story because Donnie fucking came in the chat, just fucking swinging it out the park. I'm like, whoa, what's happening? He's like, hey, look what I got. I'm like, what?
Out here,
just oh Lord,
yeah.
Just got pockets full of cash. Out here looking like he's doing drug deals. Got that snow.
Showed us a bando of unmarked bills. We're like, yo, is he in snowfall? What's going on?
What is this dude doing? Donnie out here wheeling and dealing. We don't even know what's going on.
Donnie the snowman.
They call me dope man. Dope man.
That ain't a good look, Chaffee, at all.
Wow.
You watch the little boys wrestling while they playing R. Kelly?
That
not
is
a good look, homie.
Fun thing about that comment, Sean, there is a Hot Wheels of my car, and I have bought 2 of them. So just
Donnie he's playing Forza Horizon in real life. That's basically what's going on.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Donnie, why don't you regale us?
Are we gonna do this now?
Yes, I don't want to talk about shit. I came here for your story.
I don't want to talk about
anything else now. Yeah, literally. How am I doing? I'm fine. Dad,
Honestly,
you doing
thought
good?
we'd
I
maybe
love you.
save it to
Fuck.
the end so our regular listeners that don't care wouldn't have to listen. They could just turn off the
No,
show.
they're here for us. They care about this.
Yeah, I don't think they're here for video games or news or anything. They're here for whatever nonsense shenanigans and side tangents we get into.
Fair enough.
Without further ado, Donnie, tell us why you had buckets of money.
Give the people what they want. The money is a funny little side story of the story. So, John 32.
See, he knows what's up.
I mean, it's true. We only care about the 7. Like
The
truly,
7.
we build the show for the 7.
Unite the 7.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I got a new car today. I don't have it
Again,
in my possession yet. It's got to be
every 3 months. I know.
Every 3 months, exactly. Another one.
Does not.
Yes, it does.
It does not. It's being delivered to me from Pennsylvania, where it resides. So the long and short of it is this: for a while now, maybe a few months, I've been dabbling with the idea of getting rid of the Challenger. Nothing against Challenger. It's great. I love it. You know, I built it, did everything to it, but it's just the more and more that I've been working at the shop and the more and more that I've been doing with my Ventura and stuff, the more and more I just kind of, I don't know, fell out of general favor. Like the Challenger is great, but it's not the old muscle car that I wanted, right? It's a great homage to an old muscle car, but it's not an old muscle car, and it just never will be. And I wanted to get something old. And
you mean another something old?
Yeah, to go with the Ventura, another something old.
Essentially, the Challenger felt like a side chick.
Like, sort of. It became that. So I've just been, and I haven't been like real manic about it or anything like that. I've just been looking around just to see like if there's something that would ever come across. And I've gotten close a few times.
That's usually how it happens.
I've been looking at a few.
Side chick, look around.
Wow, this story's gonna be great. I've been looking around, and I came close a few times, particularly one. Like I was almost on the way to go get it, and it kind of fell out. It kind of fell apart late, and I've been particularly looking for Plymouth, something Plymouth. Like I've got the Pontiac. I felt like a great counter to that would be the Plymouth. I'm a Mopar guy. I've always liked old, Chrysler Mopars, Dodge, Challenger, Charger, Roadrunner, Barracudas, things like that. And it's always kind of been in my wheelhouse. And I've said it many times before, my favorite car of all time, like if I could just get my favorite car, it'd be a 1970 Roadrunner. That's the car I'd love. Now, a real Mopar, like first generation Roadrunner, it's about as much as I paid for my house. So they're not, I don't think I will ever be in the tax bracket where I can afford one of those. You got like 2 options, right? Either buy one that doesn't have an engine or a transmission doesn't run and it's rotting in a tree for 20 grand and then you fix it. Or
for another 20 grand.
Right. Or you buy the only. So anyway, I'm looking around. This guy contacts me. Because I had my shop guys looking around too. This guy contacts me in Indiana, and he's got a car I've never heard of before. It's a 1977 Volare Duster. Duster is an old Mopar. They make old Dusters. They kind of look like mini Roadrunners.
One of my coworkers has been working on a Duster since I've met him.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, that checks out. Dusters are cool, right? And but he's got this Volare Duster, which I had never heard of before. I was like, what the fuck is that? What is this Volare? Or was it Volare? Actually, I believe is how it's pronounced. I was like, what is this? And it's pretty rad. It was lime green, black hood, double scoops. And it's basically what happened was so like in 73, a lot of safety regulations came in. I believe you can thank like Ralph Nader for that. To cars, people were dying left and right, like it was basically just like metal death boxes. And then as the gas shortage came, they started to turn cars to making them safer and more fuel efficient. And then a lot of the muscle cars that we know and love like started to die off. Just terrible gas mileage, weren't very safe, right? So they started to make them more efficient. And a lot of these car brands, they would take their their old monikers, and they would apply them to new designs and try to resell them. And a lot of them did not go very well. And that's the Volare. That's its basically its legacy was that Lee Iacocca, who used to run Ford, he came to run Chrysler, and they kind of released this Volare, and it's the same thing as like the Dodge Aspen, just like the Nova and the Ventura. Like a lot of cars are like very similar, they just change badging and trim. So they released this car, but then they gave this car, this Volare, and if you ever look up just Plymouth Volare and you don't look at one of the performance trims, you will see the ugliest like mom car you've ever seen, like vinyl top. Man, it's real bad. But to maybe spruce them up, they gave them a performance line. They gave them the Duster and they gave them the Roadrunner. Now I didn't know this. I was talking to my uncle about the car because I thought the car was pretty rad. Like I was like, this is neat. Like it's got a lot of Mopar love to it, but it's like, you know, you just don't see them often. And my uncle goes, I can't believe you've never seen this before. He goes, I'm about to blow your mind. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, they made a Roadrunner one of those. And I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I've wanted a Roadrunner my entire life. I've never heard of this before. And I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. He's like, I doubt you'll ever be able to find one. He said, but there was Plymouth Volare Roadrunners. So I started looking them up on YouTube and started learning about the car. And it has a wild little history. It is full-blown Roadrunner, like titled Roadrunner. They put like all kinds of Roadrunner stuff on them, Roadrunner badges, stripes, all of that to make it look cool. Window louvers, and just to try and spruce up this car. 360 V8 engines in it and give it a little spunk for the time. And they tried to sell them. And I started looking around, and to hell if I didn't find one. There was one at a dealer in Pennsylvania who had one, and I talked him down $4,000, and I fell in love with the car specifically because it's a really rare car. My wife found the owner. It's on YouTube. He was at a car show a few years ago, and they interviewed him about his car, and he gives us a full history of the car. It's the same car. We checked it out, serial number and everything. It's the exact same car. Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing about this car was the reason I fell in love with it is the performance brand that they added to the Roadrunner, to this Plymouth Volare. They made about 4,000 of them in 4 years. They did not sell very well. They weren't very popular cars. So a lot of them have just been lost to time, lost to the crusher, lost to the junkyard. Out of those 4,000 in all 4 years, they made 437 Plymouth Volare Roadrunners that had T-tops. 437. Like, you know, you guys know what T-tops are, right? Yeah. Camaro Firebird T-tops, pop it off, Trans Am, smoking the Bandit. Yeah. This is one of those cars. Like this is one of those 437 that they ever made. And unlike my Ventura, it's basically completely restored. This thing has been taken so super well care of. There isn't a drop of rust on the entire thing. The original paint is there. It looks great. That doesn't leak. All the gas, like everything. The original 8-track player is still wired in and still works. And wow. It's the raddest, fucking ugliest. There was a magazine from 1978 that I already bought a copy of. I'm waiting for it to come to me on eBay. They called it Disgustingly Cool, which I think is the perfect way to describe the car because it's such an image of the time, right? It's got this 70s vibe with window louvers and T-tops, but it's a subcompact, but not like what we think was it's still a big car. And it's got that big Plymouth grill with the big Plymouth thing down the side, and it's a Roadrunner. And I can't tell you, man, I fell so head over heels to the point I didn't even play nice with the dealer. I called him, and it was day before yesterday, and I said, hey, I just want to let you know, I was like, I'm not even going to fuck with you. I was like, I'm going to buy this car. I was like, I need to know how much money I have to give you to reserve it. I was like, I got to make some moves and whatnot to be able to afford it. I was like, but I can put 5,000 down on it right now. And he goes, no. He said, I'll take your word. You're going to buy the car. I'm not going to sell it. And I was like, are you sure? I said, because I'm buying this car. Like, this car is coming home with me. I think this is the raddest, most.
That one's mine. That one's mine.
Yeah. I was like, I've never seen a car. He's like, you never will again. I was like, I know. I was like, this is insane. I was like, I can't wait to have this car. I love T-tops. T-tops are so much fun. So I'm super excited. I'm completely showing my hand. And I did after I said all of that, I go, hey man, I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you though. I was like, dude, this car, like, come on, can you work on me a little bit? And he dropped the price $2,000. He's like, yeah. He's like, if you're gonna ship it and everything, he's like, and you're serious, he's like, I can come down $2,000. He's like, that's what we have to have out of the car. And I was like, sold. I'm buying this today. So yeah, I went and sold the Challenger and went to the bank. That's the funny money story that I sent you guys. So I gotta buy this car. Okay, all right. Let me back up a little bit.
I just bought this baby cash.
So I wake up
dice game, baby.
See how Tron is living. Listen, so here's this funny. I wake up this morning and I join one of these Dodge Valere like user groups, like forums where they all share parts and stuff. And I kid you not, the very first thread in this forum that has 50 replies to it and 250 likes is a thread about people wanting to buy my car. It's got the link to the website. It's got all the pictures. They keep going back and forth. They're like, I called the dealer today. I called it yesterday. I'm going to go see it this week. And I was like, the fuck you are. This car is spoken for. So I call the dude this morning at 7:15 and I'm like, hey, you up? Like, I'm going to do this. Like, I'm getting this car. You better not. I'm going to go sell my car. And he goes, it's your car. He's like, I promised you, it's your car. Go do it. So I go get rid of my Challenger and everything. They cut me a check. Now, if you deposit a check for any amount of money in your bank, they're going to put a hold on it. Right. That doesn't work for me. I gotta buy this today. So I take the check to the dealership's bank and I fucked their whole day up. Their whole day was messed. Like, you should have seen me. I have never been. So I slide the check across and she looks up and she goes, I don't think we can cover this. And I was like, what? What do you mean you can't? You're the bank. Right. If you can't cover it, who covers it?
What's the point? What are we doing here?
Are we about to have a run on the bank? Are y'all in such dire straits? She goes, we haven't had our money delivered yet. And she's like, and the other lady looks and she goes, look, she's like, I'm not gonna lie to you. She's like, I can go to the vault. She's like, if you've got to have it, she's like, it might have to be in 20s. And I was like, God damn, I've got to have it like now. Like, I need this.
I won. Give me my money.
Yeah. So they went to the vault and I won't explain how much. Nobody cares about my finances, but they counted it all out in cash. And then they handed me a brick of money. As you guys saw, like a fucking brick.
You a rack. Here's a couple racks.
There's no security guard, nothing. And they didn't even take me in a room or anything. They're just counting that shit in the lobby. There's like 8 people in the lobby. I was like, oh my, I'm about to get mugged.
That's how they do in Georgia, huh?
Yeah, apparently so. I've never been so scared to walk to my car. I am not gonna lie to you. I had like a double skip. I had like a double time, like, to the car.
And you're skipping along.
And I was hypersensitive of my surroundings. Like, I would have freaked out if anybody got within 10 feet of me.
Like the armored truck people, man. The armored car. They're like, all right.
Yeah.
Stand down, sir. Stand down.
I would have brought my handgun with me, but I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't think it was going to go down like that. You know, I thought they'd give me like it wouldn't even fit in like those little envelopes that they zip up, you know, with big deposits.
The little security bank envelope they give you.
Yeah, it wouldn't even fit in that. They had to hold it together with rubber bands, like big rubber bands.
Donnie is now the rubber band man.
That's God.
His new name. He is the rubber band man.
So I went to my bank after that and I was like, hello. And they're like, what are you doing? I was like, I need to make a wire. And then I just held it up because that's all I had was this brick of cash. And I go,
oh, they definitely think you selling drugs.
And I said, I need to make a wire and I need to make a sizable deposit.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a goddamn drug deal. I need to make a wire. And
this man is laundering money. He is out here laundering funds for the mob. What is going on? We're flagging his account
what it looked
now.
Like. That is exactly what it looked like. So yeah, anyway, long story short, I wired the money. I got my bill of sale. Tomorrow when the wire completes, they'll fax me my title. They're going to FedEx me overnight the actual document. And then my shop is going to go pick it up for me. I'm going to pay them a little money. They're going to go grab it for me so I don't have to drive it back. I was going to drive it and they were like, it's an old car. You don't be stuck in Virginia somewhere. Although, I mean, it's in like beautiful. I have no doubt it could drive back, but they were like, yeah, you still don't want to. And my shop guys are so excited. My wife hates it. She hates it. I'm like, I'm trying to explain it well to people. Rad is the best word I can come up with, man. And I mean, it's just so Back to the Future, just like the opposite of classy, like the opposite of what James Bond would drive, man. This thing needs like cartoon graphics down the side. It's got big stripes on it. I mean, it is just spectacularly like grungy cool. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I don't know, I should have it by early next week or so.
That's awesome.
Then yeah, man, it's a sweet car. I've always wanted a Roadrunner. I didn't expect it to be like this, but mission accomplished. Right? Life goal checked. I have a Roadrunner, and the very first thing Jack asked was, can we put a beep beep horn in it? I was like, damn right we're putting a beep beep horn in it. Like, you didn't buy a Roadrunner for no reason.
Meep meep.
It is so cool. I can't wait.
It's a meep meep. It's not a beep beep. It's a meep meep.
Sure, whatever.
Right?
It's wild, man. It's wild. My wife hates it. She said, I understand why you love the car. She said to me. But
say, baby, get in and let's go for a ride.
I've told the story before about how much she dug the attention the Ventura gets. And I told her, I said, you think that was attention? I was like, you have no idea like what we've just bought. You have no clue. So we did look up the history. I forgot to tell you, or I forgot to explain that. We looked up the history of the car. My car was 2009 Chrysler Nationals F-Body of the year.
F-Body?
That's the style. If you get the A-body, B-body, it's the F-body style.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. For those interested, I posted pics in our Discord. So
yeah,
go to the Discord, check them out. It's a dope car.
See the car. It is
wild car. You'll never see another one like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing the car things that you do, or at least that I do. I don't know if you guys do them, but
I said that you do. I definitely don't do this shit.
I'm getting new floor mats and extra decals, BP porn, stuff like that. Original pamphlets.
Are you gonna change the radio?
Hell no. Are you crazy?
That's
no, absolutely no. And I should have mentioned this earlier for any of the car folks out there. This is a numbers matching car. Everything is original to the car. It's never been fucked with. It's the original engine. Oh, I should have also told you this. It has 8,000 miles.
That's it?
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's insane.
Original numbers matching engine, number matching chassis. This true 1970s Mopar, the whole thing. It's not a super valuable car, but it could be. Like, it very well could be one day, because there may be, I don't know, 25 like mine in existence that's like roadworthy, and in really good condition. So you never know. Like with cars, it's weird, right? Like Supras were nothing, and then a movie came out, and the Supra, became a $400,000 car. Like with a car, especially with a car that rare. I mean, it could be, I was telling Melissa, it could be a museum piece one day. We may be looking back on, gas carbureted engines one day, and we're all driving Elon Musk mobiles around, and it very well could be like a showpiece one day. Because they just, they're going away. But I'm really happy to have it, and I can't wait to go cruising. But yeah, the 8-track is definitely staying. I have a big speaker, like a big, like boombox size Bluetooth speaker, that I listen to like in the Ventura and stuff, because the radio system in the Ventura is trash until I can upgrade it. So I'll probably just throw that in there when I want to listen to my phone.
That's a good idea.
But what I am going to do is I'm going to buy myself 10 or 12 8-tracks and just have them around in the car. And it's hard to
have out there anywhere where you're at, like just like a cruising spot where all the old cars.
Yeah. There's lots of car meets and cruise-ins and stuff, and I'm definitely going to go to those. I have to. Like with this Roadrunner, you have to show it to people. Like, that's why the shop guys, they were like, dude, this is the coolest fucking car. They're like, everybody's going to love it. He's like, I guarantee nobody's ever seen it. He's like, nobody has seen one of these. And he's like, and they haven't seen one in 50 years. He's like, this is going to blow people's minds. So yeah, I definitely will get out and start showing it around and driving around and start doing it. I was always going to plan
end up in Car and Driver magazine.
I was always planning on taking the Ventura out, but like this is so much. Like you go to a car swap down here, you may see, I don't know, a Ventura every show or so. They're rare, but they're not like that rare. You know, you see a Ventura every now and again. The Ventura, when you go to a car show, you see a Ventura, you're like, hey, that's cool. Check out the Ventura. It's like a different Nova, but it's not something you've never seen before.
Right.
This Roadrunner I park at, people are like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. That's so cool.
At some point, you got to do like the slide across the top, just cause. You got to run and just slide across, or have Jack do it. Somebody
maybe, yeah, so not me.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good idea at all.
No,
I would do that shit.
Fat ass. No, absolutely not. Yeah. But this is a true, unlike the Ventura, this is a true classic. Because they're rare, it's a pain in the bitch to find parts. So I was trying to explain to the family, we have to be extra careful with it. Even the smallest of things could be very costly if we, don't take care of it. So
yeah, this is not the everyday car. This is we take this out every now and again.
Oh, and we don't park it in parking lots.
We don't eat in this.
Exactly.
There's no food in this car.
Yeah, it's just meant to just be.
Wipe your shoes before you get in.
I can't tell you how. I'm not sure if it's coming across. I can't tell you how excited I am to go cruising and take the T-tops off, man, and like feel the wind and just go out and hit it. Melissa hates, or she doesn't hate it. She thinks it's dorky that I watch these videos on TikTok and stuff of people, man, like starting up their old Camaros or their Firebirds and see their dash panels light up and I just love that old style of car. They just don't make them like that anymore. They're just so damn cool. I'm very happy to have one. I was watching a 1980 BMW that has it's got a console in the middle and it's got all these little buttons on it. Think of like a grid of maybe like 12 buttons, and when you press a button like a switch or like a toaster, a cassette tape pops up. So it has like a little storage holder for you to pre-store like 12 or 15 cassette tapes, and you can hit it and it just pops up. You've got your cassette. I'm like, that is so cool. Like that is like the dumbest shit that the world has forgot because we've just moved on technically. And it's like that, man, that was so damn awesome back in its day that you could do something like that. So I'm happy to have a piece of it. And I can't wait. Like I said, I can't wait to get it out. But that's it. That's the story.
Like I told you before, I appreciate that when you want something, you fucking just go out there and get it. That's dope. And you don't stop till you get it. And that's
I'm lucky and blessed or fortunate that I have the means to do so. Yeah. I didn't drop cash. Like I had to sell a car to make it happen. But I'm
but some people would not go that far. Some people are like, oh well, I'm not going to sell my car. They'll just,
of course. Well, and I think you would make the argument that my impulsivity and things gets me in trouble, and it's not very wise to behave the way that I do. Like my in-laws, when they found out that I haven't told them what I bought yet, they're gonna hate that. But when they found out I sold my Challenger, they're not happy. They're like, what the fuck is he doing? Because there is and I get it. I'll tell you that. So when I decided to buy the car, remember, I found it, I looked at it, I saw it, the price was right. It's exactly like what I wanted. I was like, I'm buying this car. My message to my wife was, you're not going to like this. I'm not asking for permission. I don't care. I'm buying another car tomorrow. And it's not that it's not that I would like not make that decision for her, but this wasn't like a ginormous financial decision. I literally basically traded a car. It's like a car and like a couple grand. So this is not, this would be the equivalent of trading in like a couple video games and paying $15 for the new video game. Like that's basically what just went down. So it wasn't that big of a deal, but to them, they look at the Challenger as a new reliable car that's safe, that has airbags, and that has all the safety.
So does the Prius.
Crash courses. Yeah. And I have that's it. I have other cars. I have a Sable. We have a Prius. And that was what I told her. I was like, look, I love the Challenger. I was like, but it wasn't very like sought after, attractive of the market, like to sell because it was a V6. I said, but There's 80 million of those. I will be able to buy one of those whenever I want for the rest of our life, probably.
Yep.
Like cheaper. Just going forward, I can just buy one cheaper and cheaper and cheaper the longer I wait. This was like I will never ever be able to buy this car again. Like there's one available. It's like the first one that was available for sale in years. It's available right now, and I have to act. Right. And like I get it. They'd rather not, it's a very, for its time, it's a very fancy car. It's got air conditioning, it's got power steering, like it's got amenities, but those amenities look archaic by today's standards.
Yeah.
But as I told you, Delvin, dude, life's too short,
Yeah.
and I don't mean that just to excuse irrational behavior, but like if you really, really want something and you're not hurting anybody to get it, you're not putting yourself in financial ruining, like that'd be one thing. Like there are people that have car loans out for, $70,000-$80,000. Like a brand new F-150 is like $65,000. And that's before they mark it up because they're in so demand. I didn't go out. Like I look at that as way more risky than what I did. Like these people are dropping decades of, financial commitment on car. Like I didn't do all that. So I don't look at it as all that bad personally, but
right.
Yeah. When my in-laws find out what I bought, because they're not going to care about the car's legacy, the history, the condition, or the rarity, they're just going to see this, 80s tastic car that they think is, that they think is dumb. And they're going to be like, I can't believe you did this. That's okay.
But it's okay because you're a car enthusiast. This is kind of your thing.
Exactly.
The beautiful thing about living the way that I live is I truly don't give a fuck about what people think. I never have. I've been that way since I remember consciousness, since third grade. It's a part of me, and it doesn't, as I tell my kids, it doesn't always do me well. I don't think I have a lot of friendships because of that. I think my funeral will be a very small get together. like it doesn't always, it doesn't treat me well. There are challenges that come with it. But in situations like this, I also think there are benefits, there are positives. So they can be mad. They can stay mad.
Be big mad. I'm going to do me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not here for you. I'm here for me.
When I'm cruising down the road with my 8-track.
Now I got to ask the question. What 8-tracks are you thinking about getting?
So I think I've told the story at some point along the way in PSVG's history, but my first music that I ever owned was 8-track. Like my mom gave me her 8-track player when I was in, I'll never forget it. It was my, I'm pretty sure it was first grade Christmas was the first time I ever owned like my own music. And this is like first grade, you're what, like 6, 7?
Yeah,
first grade, you're 6. Yeah.
So I'm pegging this at like 1993 or 4. And what were you jamming on in 1994? Let's call it that.
That's a Notorious Big.
No, but what were you like? How were you listening to music at that time?
That was a cassette player. Yeah,
tapes. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So we didn't have the money for that. My mom gave me it was a dual record and 8-track player. Had a record on top, 8-track below, and like 2 like 3-foot wooden speakers that hooked into it. And my very first music was Bad Outta Hell by Meatloaf. Big Star, self-titled, and Zeppelin 2 on 8-track. So when people are, and probably somebody's out there listening to the story and they're laughing about me trying to make 8-track cool. I'm not trying to make it cool. Just know that it is somewhat nostalgic for me because my very first music that I owned for a couple years there were 8-tracks. I don't think I got a cassette player until maybe like 96 or 97, back when everybody had CDs. Again, just like video games, I was always a generation behind. When you got new shit, I was excited to buy your old shit from the pawn shop. Like that was the bracket that I was in. Was yard selling it up.
Well, I got good news for you, Donnie. 8-tracks are apparently still pretty cheap.
Oh yeah, I don't think. Yeah, they haven't come back, and I don't
can't
think
imagine
they will.
why they would go up in price. I mean, it's not like the sound quality is any better. So
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just get
It's
a
not like
couple.
vinyl.
I'll just get a few just for the car, like just for the car. I'm not planning on listening to a bunch of them, but I'll grab a few just for the car, some Black Sabbath and stuff like that.
Nice.
My son has never seen an A-track, so I told him I was going to shop for some A-tracks. He was like, "What the fuck's an A-track?"
Hell, I
It's
can't
like
remember what
Atari
a track looks
cartridges.
like.
I was like, "Yeah, exactly." I was like, "They look like game cartridges, like they're old school." I was like, "They're
Like
basically
huge.
like VHS technology, right? It's just before
Yeah.
they could write video to tape, they did it to that, and they just wrote audio to it, and that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
So it's just kind
I
of
like
history,
the
man.
artwork on them too. The artwork on them was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's so 80s, right? Like that's the
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
is like that's such a generation time. The 70s, like that was the thing. That's what they did. So this shit was just
Yeah.
cool, man. Exactly. That's what kind of this all kind of rushes back. There's a great layout. I bought this this old newspaper article that talked about it, and they called it the Sun Runner, is what they called these road runners. They had all these pictures, all these people like driving them out on the beach and stuff, like for its day.
Nice.
So
I'm happy for you. I really am.
thank
Me
you.
too.
That's dope.
I'm
really dope.
thank you. It's funny. I expected more people. Not in the car folks. I knew the car folks was, but actually when I've talked to other people, like just regular, like when I shared it on Twitter and stuff, I expected more people to be like, I can't believe you got rid of a Challenger for that, because this is not a car that I think would appeal to most people's eye. And I don't know what it is. Maybe like all those retro Stranger Things vibes kind of brought a lot of that back in. But more and more people are like, that's a really cool car. And I think that's the thing about it, is the car has so much character, right?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of a timeless look. It'll always be different. It's always be unique. It just stands out, like in a
It does.
from cars.
We're at
Yeah.
a point right now where so many things, we're in that old is new again phase. Like I
Yeah.
remember
I can
when we
feel
were in
it.
high school, like everybody was rocking bell bottoms. It was like, oh, we're gonna go back there and we're gonna pick up this style and we're doing bell bottoms. Now, a lot of the 80s stuff was popular. So when I was
Yeah.
in high school, the 70s stuff was popular. Now it's the 80s stuff. So we got Stranger Things, we got the cars, like the hipster type vibe and stuff. Like everything, the old is new again. So like this car has character, where nowadays cars are just
Cars don't have
a
character.
piece of plastic. It's not as
unassuming.
cool. Yeah. This car has a lot of character. It's dope. It's really dope.
I think I agree. It's dope.
I'll give you one last little tangent. So I'm sitting in the waiting lobby at the dealership waiting for them to cut me my check. And I got $4,000 less than I paid for it, which I think is pretty damn good from a dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely.
Like I don't think I could expect a whole lot more. Like there's not a whole lot of room left on that bone for them to make. So I think I did pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there waiting for them to cut me my check. And this guy walks up and he goes, "Hey, don't I know you?" I've never seen this guy before in my life. I was like, I don't know, fuck. Who are you? And he comes up and he gets real close to me and he goes, "Oh, no, I don't know. I'm so sorry." And I was like, that's fine. That's cool. And he goes, he was also there waiting. He had a truck being serviced or whatever. And he goes, what are you waiting on? What are you doing? What are you getting done? This kind of small talk.
Mhm.
And I go, "Oh, I just sold my car. I'm waiting on a check." He's, "Oh, you're getting your money. You better make sure you get it before you leave." I was like, "Yeah, I know, right?" And he goes, "What are you selling?" I was like, "I sold Challenger." And he's like, "Oh, wow." He's like, Why? They're like, "That's what everybody's wanting. Why'd you sell it?" "Oh, I'm just getting something else." I wasn't even, you know me, I'm not one to small talk. So I'm literally like just trying to shut the conversation
Like,
down.
go away. Go
And
away.
he goes, "If you don't mind him asking," he's like, "What are you getting?" And I said, "I'm buying a 1979 Roadrunner." And he goes, "Dude, I knew you looked fucking cool." He's like, "No wonder I came over to talk to you." He's like, "Show me pictures." He loved it, like immediately. And you could tell he's a car guy. And he gave me his card. Apparently he does like rim restoration and stuff like that and wheels. He's like a whole wheel shop nearby. And he was like, "Dude, when you get it," he's like, "you got to bring it by the shop." He's like, "I got to see it. I got to see it." He's like, "I haven't seen one of those in so long."
Yeah.
So
See, that "don't I know you" is just the icebreaker. He knew what he was doing. It's just an icebreaker to start a conversation.
Maybe so.
I do it all the time.
And pass his card along to get some business. That's all that was.
It was pretty cool. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, this has been our new segment. Donnie bought some shit. That's our new segment.
Grouchy said I'm going through cars faster than consoles.
I mean, everything.
Don't I take offense to that? But I think I'm done. At least for a little while.
Okay.
At least for a little while.
We'll see.
You're gonna still be looking at stuff. Something's gonna catch your eye, and you're gonna be like, do I sell the Sable? Do I get rid of that?
Sable isn't worth shit. This is really Victoria's Sable. I bought the Sable for her. So
yeah, okay.
Donnie is the meme of the guy looking at the girl who looks like his girl.
Yes. 100%.
Wow.
Oh, good stuff. Well, in honor of what you just did, Donnie, I went ahead and got us a new soundbite.
Very cool.
I like it.
Donnie approved. Dig it.
And in that note, what you been playing, Delvin? Let's just start there. Let's go to some video game shenanigans.
Fuck that.
Yeah, because you're playing trash. Because you played trash. You finished trash.
I'm playing
Thank
Ragnarok
God.
now. I done finished what it's called already. The game was cool.
What's it called?
It was all right. Yeah,
Can't remember the name of it because it was so bad.
Oh God, not that again.
I finished it. It was a fun experience. I see everybody talking about how broken it is. Fuck y'all. It worked fine for me.
That's not the story. They were talking about the older ones they already released.
Well, those worked fine for me too.
Apparently, they released a patch that just broke it, and they said they were going to fix it, and then months went by.
Guess what? They lied.
They did. They did.
I don't know if the game was broken if you would even realize it though, Delvin. That's my wonder.
Yeah, I would.
That's fair.
I don't know that you would.
The one I play now,
I could totally see Delvin. It just crashes, and he's like, "This game ending sucks."
That would be funny. What a meta ending!
I can't believe they ended it like this.
That one did have some bugs in it. It was just nothing that was like game breaking.
Sure.
I think the last time I experienced a game breaking bug probably was Dragon Age. Because usually when a game like breaks and it's like I can't play this no more, I'm like, fuck this, I'm never touching this game again. And that's exactly what happened.
Wow.
Dragon Age Inquisition. Something happened and it crashed, and I lost my save, and I said, fuck this, I am never playing this game ever again. And that was like 60
PS3?
hours in. Was that PS3 or PS4?
No,
I feel like that was PS4.
Yeah.
Really? I've never played a Dragon Age game. I thought it was PS3. Ooh, I don't know.
It was like the beginning of the PS4, like Inquisition. Yeah, that was early in PS4.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that was the last time I had like a really big crash, and it just like it lost my save. I'm like, fuck this. I will never.
That sucks.
That's my thing. Once I lose a save, I will never touch that game ever fucking again. Especially if I'm like,
I've been lucky enough to never lose a save. I've never had a crash where I've actually lost a save for a game.
Yeah, when you lose a certain amount of progress, it's hard because not only do you have to redo the stuff you've already done, which nobody really wants to do, but then you have to like trust the game to not do it to you again. And that's the hurdle that I can never get over. I'm like, I don't know, man.
How often do you guys save?
A lot.
I don't save a lot, but every play session. I definitely save every time before I quit the game, like before I stop playing. And if I've made a lot of progress, if I've been playing for 2 hours or so, and it's not a game that doesn't autosave, which there aren't a lot of those anymore. Most games autosave now.
Yeah.
But even with autosaves, if they overwrite it, a lot of times I've run into several instances where I needed to check back to a save before the autosave. Like, right? If you're depending on the autosave, your autosave may have saved you in a place that you can't continue from. That's happened to me a few times.
Yeah.
So
with the resume feature, I've stopped saving. I used to save all the time. Now I don't even save before I turn the console off. I'm just like,
Yeah, I feel like on Xbox, when I play on console, I do that. Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I think the only game I replayed again when I lost a save was Avengers.
That was your PS5 version. That was your one.
That's the one you gave.
That was your one.
That was the one.
Wow.
I think I was like halfway through Avengers, and I think that if something happened, and when we transferred over to PS5, I just lost my Avengers save, so I ended up starting back over and finishing the PS5 version of the game.
As much as I enjoyed the story in that is not one I would have ever. If I lost a save, it's like, you just delete us. We're not going through that again. That game wasn't that great.
I really want to play the Black Panther content.
Yeah,
back then that's why I want to.
I get it.
It was great. Like, yeah.
I'll never know.
Same.
So thoughts on Ragnarok? Since you've actually gotten past the first hour,
the PlayStation clock says I'm 10 hours in. It doesn't feel like I'm 10 hours in, but I'm having a blast playing it. It's really good. So far, it's my favorite game I played this year.
Can I just provide a little something here? Because this is interesting.
Go for it.
Obviously, when the game came out, I think that was a lot of people's comments and sentiment. And then I think everywhere PSVG, I think it's just widely beloved. That's not necessarily the case elsewhere. Like when I hang out in carpool gaming and stuff, like outside of court, there are a lot of folks that have issues with it.
I saw that too.
Well, and I'm definitely not trying to dissuade y'all. I only bring it up it caught me way off guard. Like I just wasn't expecting that. I was just like, whoa, wow. And it's not just them. I'm starting to see it more around. Like I saw somebody post a video review today that was like one of the YouTube, like the YouTubers that have like a million followers, something like that. They did a video on it. I think it was like an hour long, and it's not that they hate it or anything like that. It's just it's just not kind of matching that release hype.
The main thing I've seen is people just saying it's more of the same.
I haven't checked it out. Yeah, that's why. That's more or less why I bring up.
That was so clearly obvious in the actual like announcement trailer. I was like, oh, it's more of the same game. It's just picking up where it left off. Like it's the same game. Just
you think it's a case of like
hardware
sequelitis?
I don't know if it's a case of sequelitis or I think it's more people expecting more since it was on like the next gen and wanted to have this big, like bombastic change to the game when that wasn't necessarily needed. It's just a continuation of the story.
You can still play the PS4 as well.
I just think people were expecting a bigger change, not just the continuation of the story. And for me, when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, it looks like it's just we're going back. It's a continuation. We're picking up where we left off. It's the same game, same mechanics. It's just the next part.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. That's all I ever thought it was.
Yeah. So
and to me, that's what I want. Like
same here.
And it's one of the best games
2018,
ever made.
Hey, here's 2018, but more content. I'm like, fuck yeah. That's all I want. A better looking version of it. With a little
I wonder
more
if people
mechanics.
feel the same way about Breath of the Wild. I bet we'll see some of that.
Yeah, I mean, God, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. They already reinvented the wheel with 2018. We don't need to reinvent it. Like,
and that
the game
you just can't always expect that. It's just really, really hard to do that. Most games can't and don't. And it's not like God of War didn't reinvent the wheel. It just reinvented the wheel for God of War.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't expect something completely novel every time you pick up the controller.
Right. It's just the next part of the story. I don't understand like what more you were expecting other than the continuation of God of War 2018.
Yeah.
I've never understood that.
To be fair to God of War, they did add a lot of new stuff into the game. A lot of new elements, a lot of new story elements, a lot of new play styles and stuff like that. But you have to play through it to get to that stuff to enjoy it. Like if you're just like, if you play the first hour or two of the game, you're like, okay, this is just God of War 2018. But the further you get into the game, like, okay, there are different layers, there are different things they've added to it. It's more robust. But if you only play like the first hour or 2 hours, you're not going to see any of that.
Absolutely. Yeah, the gameplay definitely changes a couple times. There are some things that happen. You're like, okay, we're changing this up. Let's go. So yeah, there's definitely plenty of moments in the game where things change, and it's not 2018. So
one of the things I do like is
I'm a fan.
A big difference in enemy types. There are a lot more different enemies in this game than there was in 2018, and there are different ways to fight them, face them, and defeat them. They've ramped up the puzzles. There are different puzzles you have to go through now that kind of broaden the game, so it's not just go slash here, slash there. It's a little more complex, but it's still simplistic. So if you play 2018, you'll catch on to it fast.
Yeah.
But they've added more variety to it. I think it's great. I love it.
Yeah. A lot of the puzzles like the further on you get, it's not just okay, let me throw the axe and freeze this while I do this gear. They add a lot more complexity
A lot
to some
more
of the
levels
puzzles.
to
Yeah.
Nice.
So
I like hearing that.
Almost Portal-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a really good game, and the story.
Did you see the Portal got ray tracing?
It did?
Yeah.
Huh.
On
Yeah.
Steam, they updated it with ray tracing. I have to play it now. I was like,
I just bought that on Steam too.
That's pretty awesome. That might be worth going back to now.
Sir, let's be real. It's not.
Let
you're
him-
not getting ray tracing. On
Let
your
him have
stupid
his.
know
thing.
it's
Let him
not-
have
Stop
his
it.
thing. Let him have his thing.
I know
Stop
that,
it.
obviously. Well, we'll see.
Ridiculous. Just
Ray tracing at
asinine.
480p looks great.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
480p ray tracing. I bought a lot of shit on Steam this past week.
Dude. Yeah.
A lot. I think I might have 300 games now.
Good Lord, you're gonna play like 12 of them
No, I'm gonna play like 13.
because you're too busy playing the devil inside. You're gonna be waiting for the next game from that company, and you're just not gonna play your Steam games. Stop it. Get yourself some help.
Nah, fuck that, son. Keep throwing me the deals.
Yep.
No, that's never gonna stop. That's the PC world. So we just need to get you
Can't
a better
stop.
PC so
It
you
won't
can
stop.
enjoy the games you're buying.
They were like, "Hey, here's all these games for $2."
Yep.
I'm like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it."
And then when you buy them all, at least are you talking about Fanatical or are you just talking about Steam sale?
Both Fanatical,
Dude.
Steam, and
Yeah,
a
but
couple
so
games doing
bad.
the same thing.
I bought all these games.
I know.
Fanatical.
I'm in the chat with you guys. I
And
know
then when
how
I-
bad it is.
So you don't. When I check out Fanatical, they're like, "We love you so much. Here's a coupon for your next purchase." You're like, "Well, they do have a lot of sales now. I gotta say, I can't just not leave this coupon." And then you do that, and they're like, "Here's $5 off your next thing." Like,
Yep.
well, that's $5. Can't leave that on the table. I gotta go ahead and get that again. You've won a free spin. You might win a game. Here's a
Spin
sweet
the wheel,
game.
make a deal.
You are
Like,
single-handedly keeping Fanatical in business. You are their white whale.
They're great.
Jesus.
They're great.
They're like, "Hey, we got one."
Ridiculous.
Like, goddamn right, you
We got him.
I love it. It's my favorite place to buy games.
Yeah, they're like,
Just
"Hey,
period.
spin this wheel."
Not even just on PC. It's my favorite place to buy games on Fanatical. I absolutely love it. It's great.
It is. It really is.
Can't do it.
It makes buying games fun.
It does.
Like, it's a
It's
game
so
in
good.
itself.
Oh no. God.
It's like
Oh,
it's almost like what's the game show? Make a deal.
Yeah.
Like, you can like spend $5 and get 12 mystery games, or you can
deals
take this
with
one, like,
Donnie.
Like,
Madness.
dude.
So Donnie, you bought a lot of games, but you've also played quite a few games. Tell me about your time with Need for Speed Unbound and Switch Sports Golf.
Okay.
That's all you
Before I
get.
do that, I do want to give an update on Evil West because I returned it.
Oh,
I put in for a refund. I
damn.
was playing it last weekend and having a blast, hanging out with Sean in his chat, just having a blast playing it. I really love the game. And I get through this arena dungeon and a character's supposed to shimmy across the wall. You know, like just good old fashioned Uncharted style, and mine won't. He just sits there and runs into this invisible wall. And I'm like, what the fuck's happening? I restarted the checkpoint 4 times. Then I restarted the chapter. Then I went to YouTube to make sure I wasn't an idiot trying to figure out where to go. And nope, go to YouTube, watch all these people shimmy across a wall. So I pop into the Steam discussions. Not only are there other people that can't shimmy across the wall, in that same general area, there are people that can't drop down, they can't climb the ladder. And I was like, oh no. So I ran into a bug that was at least going to stop me from playing for a while. And I had played it 110 minutes on time. So I was just right there before the spot where I was like, I could pull my money now and wait for patches and updates and probably a sale. Like it was already on sale just in the Steam. Like it was already down to like $35. And that's what I decided to do. I reported to the devs. They never responded to me, but I reported to the devs that I had an issue, and I sent them a video clip of what I couldn't do. And I was just like, you know what? I'll just give it some time, let it get patched up, and I'll come back and get it later. Because like Delvin, I didn't want to. Like, well, if I got stuck here, I'm going to keep playing, and maybe I'm going to get stuck again, and then I can't get my money back. I was like, I'll just go and pull my money out now. That's one of my favorite things about Steam is that they just have the refund policy, you know, if you're in the window. So I took advantage of it. Still love the game. I don't want that to be just like a judgment on it. It's not my final judgment. I do plan on getting it again and playing it again. But I will wait for some patches. And I do think it's a PC related issue. I couldn't find anybody that was having any issues out there on consoles that were like that. So if people are getting stuck on consoles, I don't, or if people are worried about on consoles, I didn't see people getting stuck on consoles. It seems to be a PC issue with the PC build.
On Game Pass.
It might even do that as well. Yeah. So I won't wait on, like, if there's a big patch that comes out soon, I'll buy it again soon because it's not expensive. I'm not like saving money. But yeah, so let's talk about Switch Sports Golf because we don't have to talk about it very long. Yeah, I didn't like it, so I didn't play it very long.
Damn.
Here's the thing. I don't want to just like hate on it. I know my reputation is growing as the Switch hater. I'm not trying to say that. There was a lot to like when I booted it up. It's got brand new like animations, like when you hit the ball and stuff, and the ball, like when you see the ball fly through the air and new sound effects and stuff. And I generally was like, this is pretty sweet. There's a couple problems. The first problem I already kind of felt like I knew in advance. I just thought I could maybe make the best of it. Holding a Switch Joy-Con is not like holding a Wiimote. It just isn't. Right?
Yeah.
Like you just isn't. It's just not the same. It doesn't feel like you're holding a handle. Right? And but my biggest issue is the controls feel off. I've played Wii Sports for 10 years. Right. I know what Wii Sports is supposed to feel like, and that ain't it. It's extremely sensitive, and I could not get like a consistent swing down to save my life. Even making practice swings, back-to-back practice swings, huge left hook, huge right slice, like, just I could not get any sort of consistent feedback from when I was playing. So I try to play, and it's some ridiculous shot. There is a shot assist you can turn on and just kind of makes it like easy mode. Even then, I was getting really crazy feedback on power settings and stuff. Like, it just wasn't right. It just didn't feel right. Yeah, and that's the problem. Like, that was the hurdle for me. That's a deal breaker. Like, that's a deal breaker. If it doesn't feel right, it's a deal breaker for me. Like, the feel is the most important part. Like, from the get-go. That's it. So for all the graphics and things that they've done and make it look really nice, that's it. The Battle Golf seemed like a lot of fun. I played one match of it. I quit halfway through it because my controls were all over the place. Like, I just wasn't. And it's not that if I felt like it was consistent and I had to relearn it, I would have. My issue is that I didn't feel like it was consistent. I could just as easily just cheese it by doing like a little shake versus trying to actually, anytime I tried to make an actual golf swing, and I don't mean to like, say this, but I was a very good golfer. I know what a golf swing feels like. Like, this is something I know very close, it's very near and dear to me. I know this movement. Anytime I tried to make a real actual like golf swing movement, the whole damn thing fell over. Like, it just didn't work. So for all the things that I would love to tell you that I liked about it, and if you're digging the controls, I'm sure you probably would want to say that because it's great. They've got all these different club options. There's a lot of advancements that just weren't there in Wii Sports. It's not just Wii Sports. Like, it looks like there's been a lot of work done, but they lose me at the start.
Is the only way to play the game with motion? Is that the way all the sports games are?
Yeah, you can only play it. So like, if you have a Switch Lite, you can't even play the game.
What the hell?
Unless you get a third-party controller. Yeah.
Oh wow! I did not realize that. No, thank you.
The other thing that really bothered me, and this is a really weird thing. So your Joy-Con, you have two Joy-Con, right? You have a left and a right. Mm-hmm. They match you to your Joy-Con based on your preference. So if you say I'm right-handed, you have to use the right Joy-Con to swing. Now, I don't want to lose you all with golf stuff, but when your right-handed golfer swings, your left hand is your lead hand. Mm-hmm. And it's generally what holds the club. So what feels naturally to me is I want to hold it in my left hand and let my right hand like follow along. But you can't because I selected right-handed. So I thought, okay, I'll trick the system. I'll tell them left-handed. Then it reverses your whole thing, and you actually have to swing from the other side. Like, I can't just tell it. Oh my God. So like, yeah, I can't. And I was like, oh my God, why did they do it this way? This is so stupid. But yeah, so I tried and I couldn't. And the reason the Joy-Con I think feel matters so much is you have to hold down the trigger when you're you have to hold down the trigger when you're swinging. So what it ended up devolving into is I would basically just swing with just holding the Joy-Con in one arm, and I would just do like a little one-handed swing. And I played around like that, and it was fine. But I was like, "What the fuck am I doing? Like, this isn't why I like this game, and this isn't why I was excited for this." So, yeah, I just uninstalled it. That was it.
Donnie gives it a 1 out of 5.
Yeah, I wasn't very happy with it. But it was a free update, right? So it's okay. It's a
Sorry,
pretty
what you paid
lackluster
for.
thing.
We know
pretty
how much you
lackluster
love golf.
offering. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Mario Golf's motion controls were way better. There were a lot of things that Mario Golf didn't do for me, but just playing the golf, especially with motion controls, was a lot of fun. So if anybody's out there was, maybe weighing the two, Mario Golf is better, way better. Wii Sports Resort, better than both of them. You just play Wii Sports on your Wii or Wii U and just do that, and it's better.
Break out the Wii.
Yeah.
All right.
Need for Speed Unbound is fun. It's great. I've only played it for a couple hours. I don't have any like wide sweeping thoughts to say about it. I love, it's so funny. And this actually is kind of funny to me. If you removed like the cell shaded people and graffiti effects that they're doing, this would just be like a standard mundane kind of boring Need for Speed game. And just those little effects add so much to like the liveliness of the game, and they do work really well together. It's a very pretty game, looks nice.
Yeah.
I picked so you have to pick a car when you first start. I haven't made it to the point where I can start buying new cars yet. I picked the Charger, which is an option because of course, and I feel like it's the wrong choice. Like I'm racing that have really good handling, and I'm fucking sliding all over the place. Like, so, but I'm making it work. But I like it a lot. I am enjoying it. It feels like Need for Speed, like in all the good and bad ways. It's Need for Speed. Like you have a map, there are races, you go to them, you race. There's a cool thing. As you race, you build up your wanted level. So the more you race, kind of like the more you're putting at risk. Because if you don't go and like go back to the base and dump your money, I guess they could. I haven't been arrested yet because can't catch me. But if they could, I presume you lose your money or you lose some money or something like that.
Right.
The one thing that I like about it is they reward you for driving clean, which I've always appreciated. Like in Forza, so this game is extremely drift based. It's not my thing. Like with racing, I'd rather it not be, but I mean, I get it. Most racers are. But they reward you with drift if you're racing cleanly. If you're I was going to say coasting. That's not the right word. I can't remember what I'm trying to think. If you're trailing the cars in front of you,
drafting.
Thank you. If you're drafting like you're supposed to, if you're racing cleanly, if you're drifting corners appropriately, like you'll earn boosts. So they kind of reward you in that way to kind of play better instead of like, cutting corners and stuff like that. And it's difficult. Like it's challenging. Like I have won a couple races, but I've come in third or fifth of a few races as well. And it might be the Challenger. There's like
for sure.
Yeah, there's some cars I just can't catch. I'm like, I got nothing. Like I'm throwing everything I can at this thing. And but yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I'm digging it.
Nice. Yeah. I downloaded it. I didn't get a chance to play it yet because Ragnarok was calling. But since I've got EA Play, I've got that 10 hours free to check it out. So I definitely will be getting into some Unbound. I actually used your screenshot for the peel out emoji, the one you had with the purple smoke.
Yeah.
So that's the little icon I have for the peel out sound effect.
Nice. I did screenshot. I got a bunch of other games in here. You guys can see them. If you guys want to ask me any questions about them, I'll answer them. But I don't have to talk about all of them. But I do want to talk.
Those were the only two I wanted to hear about.
I do want to talk about Valheim because Valheim's it's completely taken me. Like I have been playing Valheim like around the clock. I played it till like almost 2 a.m. the other day. That shit is fun as hell.
That shit is crack for you.
It's
crack.
It is crack. What's up, Delvin?
I saw that. So what is the pull in this game that I see you so crazy about? I saw a little bit of the screenshots and stuff. Looks cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like this almost Breath of the Wild stylish Viking game, but I've always called them a tree puncher, as we talked to Sean about. I thought that's what they were called.
A tree puncher?
Yeah, like it's a tree puncher. Like You go punch trees, gather resources, build better things.
I
Go
have
do more
never
trees.
heard that term
I think
before
that's
in
a
my
thing,
life.
but that's what he said.
That
He's
makes
never heard it
sense.
before, so I don't. Maybe it's not a thing. Maybe I just thought it was a thing. But yeah, I've always called him a tree puncher. So let me explain this. I've always liked games like this. Now, when I say that, I think people think like crafting survival game. I'm not talking about the genre of game. I have this weird, I don't think it's a weird thing, but I get really addicted to like satisfying progression loops. And typically I've always liked games like Civ, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Shakedown Hawaii was a game like that. I like Valheim, games like this, anything Godfather back in the day, anytime where I can Cult of the Lamb is a perfect example. Anytime I can maximize my resources and see that satisfying loop of getting the better thing, which gets me the better thing, which gets me the better thing, which gets me the better thing. I find that very addictive. I always have. I've always had this soft spot for games, and a lot of my early PC games were those, right? And I think PC has a lot of games like that. So I get so lost in them that I tend to try to stay away from them. I know that about me.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of a big reason why I've never played Warcraft. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just going to sit there and farm forever. But this is Vikings, and they do typically have to have an IP or something that grabs me. I'm not just going to play it just to play it. Like Minecraft doesn't interest me because there's no progression. The progression is build cool shit. I don't want to build cool shit. I want to progress to the next level and get the next, I want the game to give me some structure. It's that sense of accomplishment. So Valheim is that. It's like I said, it's a little Viking game. You get dropped off, you're a Viking with nothing, and you've got to punch the trees, gather rocks to build an axe, to build a hammer, to cut trees, to build a house, to build a fort, to cook food, to get, to kill deer, to make clothes, to get the next thing and the next thing. And then eventually you build up enough to where you raise a community, you fight gods, you go do Viking shit. I'm still very early on, hunter gatherer, but I've already established 3 bases and an outpost, and I just made a boat, and slowly taking over the world in Valheim, and it's addictive as can be. Delvin, you should get it, man. I don't know if it runs well on Steam Deck. I'm sure it does. There's not a whole lot to it. It is kind of art style. It's kind of Breath of the Wild-ish, and it's got God rays. It's very colorful, and I mean, I'm sure that's doing a lot for me as well. But I picked it up on Steam sale, and that's my shit. Now, I will tell you this. I'm playing it. It's got controls, but I'm playing it with a mix of mouse and keyboard and controls. It does have controls. You can do everything with controller, I think. But when you're building your bases and lining up walls and stuff, it's a lot easier to use a mouse than a controller.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So when I'm in those modes, I just grab the mouse and do my little thing and swap back to a controller. But yeah. Little run around, little tree puncher. It's fun. Digging it.
Yeah, I know Rob 3000 has been very big on this game. So
I found it funny. That's what I should have said earlier. I found it funny because when I started sharing screenshots and stuff, I got a lot of we never thought you'd play this game. And I understand that. At face value, I think people, if you're paint me in a box, they think Bayonetta, No More Heroes, Valhalla, maybe stuff like that. And this isn't that. But I think people that have been around me have heard me talk about games. They've probably heard me talk about games like these, again, Cult of the Lamb, Shakedown Hawaii. I don't think of this as very novel or new for me, but I don't listen to myself. So maybe I don't play them enough that people are really, I got several of those, maybe 10 people are
Viking resource game, sign Donnie up.
Yeah. I mean, I love a good, I like that stuff. And Cult of the Lamb was the same way. Once I got into Cult of the Lamb, I did not put it down until I finished it. That's the thing. They take over my life. And Sims Golf, this all goes all the way back. I love that shit. So yeah, I get hooked by that stuff. Anything that's got not a base builder, like a tower defense, anything that's got a city builder, right? Where you can improve your resources, improve your community, make everybody happier, make them better. So
that you can get the
better
atom bomb and then go blow up the rest of the world.
That is my shit. Yes, that is good stuff. I love.
I like games like that too.
Yeah,
I like games like that.
It's addictive. It's so addictive.
It's not my thing at all.
When it's not when it's not addictive to Valheim, it's very chill. I'm cutting trees, hunting deer.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't think
fishing.
you would like Warcraft because that is, well, maybe the actual Warcraft and StarCraft you might like, but World of Warcraft, that's not that game.
I did beat the first boss, and a raid came, and they fucked my. I was so mad. Like I thought, like maybe like 8 or 9 people came. A fucking wave of people came. They tore down my walls. They took my food. They killed my bees. I was like, "What the fuck?" What?
And Donnie said, "Never again."
Oh,
never again.
Oh, they're gonna get it now. I was like, "You fuckers!" I'm so mad. And then I played it for another 5 hours, making sure that I was better fortified the next time.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's what we've been up to. That's what we've been playing. Donnie, let's get into some of this news.
I hope you like this one because this one hurt to watch.
Video Games 200.
This company's Infinity allowed you to play characters from The Incredibles and Cars, to name a few. Evelyn?
What is Pixar?
No. Jordan?
What is Disney?
Disney is right, yes, less than a minute.
Video 4.
Morrowind and Skyrim are iterations of this venerable set of games. Jordan?
What is Dragon Age?
No. What is The Elder Scrolls? Jordan, back to you.
1000.
Make your future fighting Gaul, leader of the Red Legion, in the second iteration of this Bungie game. Jordan?
What is Halo?
No. Evelyn or Nancy? What is Destiny? Jordan, back to you.
800.
In the classic video game Joust, contestants were placed upon these birds. They were put on ostriches. Now the $600 clue. We're doing well with video games, aren't we? A big gaming story of 2018 is Fortnite. This genre of game where the winner is last shooter or last team standing. And that is Battle Royale.
I fucking hate these people. I fucking hate them all.
What the? Wow.
So
that was painful to watch.
Just remember
Jesus.
when you're out there talking, about your favorite passion and hobby over Christmas dinner with your family. A lot of people in the world know shit about what we're talking about.
Yeah, at all.
Goddamn shame.
What is Halo?
I want to punch that motherfucker in the face.
Just sad. What is Pixar?
Fucking
No.
Wrong.
So okay. Let's speed up a bit. I'm about to yawn. We have a new game announced. Starship Troopers Extermination is a 12-player co-op first-person shooter from the makers of Squad, Off-World Industries. They're working with Sony TriStar Pictures on a new co-op shooter. It'll come out in early access in 2023. It is expected to stay in active development for about a year before full release in 2024. Let's see here. Players will reportedly be able to choose between assault, defense, and support classes, be able to customize their armor, various gear, and abilities to build unique playstyles. Players will build fortifications, towers, ammo caches, defend bases, gather resources, gun down any bug they see, battle across 5 unique zones and massive single map to stave off the horde of varied arachnids for as long as possible.
Hey, Donnie, give me that. Would you like to know more stinger?
Oh, I'd have to try and find it.
Oh,
I don't have it readily available.
Would you like to know more?
Like that?
Absolutely, I'd like to know more. Sign me up. Let's go. Delvin, 2024 gives us enough time to actually build you a PC so you can join us.
You gotta join the squad, man. Donnie's Roughnecks.
Let's go. You want to live forever? Huh?
Will this be on Steam Deck?
Oh my motherfucking god.
I hate you.
Fuck.
You want to play now, Delvin?
Of course.
For our audio listeners, that was a little snippet of Dizzy from Starship Troopers.
Dizzy Flores.
Woo! The quarterback.
Day,
Love me some
the
Diz.
GOAT. God,
Mhm.
Diz is the best.
She is.
She really is.
Yeah.
So yeah, Delvin, we're gonna build you a PC and you're gonna join us and we're gonna go murder some arachnids. All right.
This is probably gonna be on Xbox. I can see
No,
this
it's
going to Xbox.
PC. It's
PC only.
PC.
For at
PC
least
only.
for a couple of years for a while.
Yeah. Steam
I'm sure it
early
will
access.
maybe one day if it gets popular. Apparently that squad game they made is pretty popular. I guess it's like
Mhm.
Counter-Strike or something. I never played it.
Yeah, I've never played it either.
I've never
even heard
wanted
about
to
it
be
till
a
this.
multiplayer gamer more than when they announced this. I was so excited. I was, oh my God, I've wanted
It
a
looks
Starship
cool.
Troopers game for so long.
This is the kind of multiplayer I'm talking about because it's multiplayer co-op. Like I want to
Yeah.
co-op with my friends. I don't want to have to always murder my friends. I want to play together. I want to have a shared objective, and then we go murder things, and then I make fun of you because I killed more things than you did, and I have to ask you, are you going to use your gun today? Is the safety off? Denise Richards can kick rocks. Sorry,
Right.
John
I was just
32.
going to say, John 32, the beauty of Dina Mayer is that she's maybe the only person that could be in a movie opposite Denise Richards and completely blow her out of the movie,
Mhm.
out of the water. Is not close, not even a little bit.
Yeah, she wouldn't
Dizzy
even in the movie
forever.
as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, Dizzy forever for real.
Yeah. As if anything, this is why we all hated Rico.
Yeah,
You dumb mother.
dummy. Stupid, just
idiot.
stupid.
Oh gosh, that hair.
Mm-hmm. Woo.
Hot under color over here.
Yeah, a little bothered. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we're gonna be playing. I think we raised at least 6 or 7 folks that
Yeah.
joined. So we'll have
I
a
think
little
TPR
squad.
said he was in. Josh is in.
Sean maybe.
We're gonna drag Delvin kicking and screaming.
Pretty much. Yeah,
Find
that's
out.
what's happening.
Steam Deck way to play.
So dock it.
The latest expansion to Far Cry 6, Lost Between Worlds, was announced, and I wrote down some of the things. It's available on December 6th for $20, or you can subscribe to Ubisoft Plus. And here's how they described it. After exploring a strange meteorite impact site, legendary guerrilla Danny Rojas is trapped in a supernatural vessel. To escape, she must make her way through a gauntlet of fractured rifts to collect 5 broken shards needed to repair the vessel. Along the way, she'll forge an unlikely friendship with Faye, or Fi, or however they pronounce that. Their condescending yet strangely endearing guide. Choose your path through the rifts as you storm a fractured fortress floating in the sky. You fight a bunch of crystalline people and a bunch of other stuff.
Could be cool. I'm not gonna play it, but it could be cool.
It's like
I'm gonna
Far
play
Cry
it.
meets Control. I'll definitely play.
Yeah, it does.
Ubisoft
Yeah,
Plus. Let's go.
Control vibes. I'm gonna buy it.
Mhm.
I think. I do know a person that's reviewing it, so they told me that they'd try to tell me as soon as they can, maybe how much is on this bone, because it's
Mhm.
weird. Because Valhalla or Ubisoft typically when they do supports for game are pretty lengthy and robust, and we got Ragnarok for Valhalla, and that's like a whole separate game. And that's a big deal. You can put 50 hours into that, but it was priced at like $40, and this is priced at $20.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to expect. Like, is it?
I feel like the DLC for a lot of the Far Cries have never been anywhere
No,
near as
Stranger
deep as
Things just a
Valhalla.
few hours. But
Yeah.
but the thing was, those were included in the season pass. This isn't. You
Yeah.
have to buy this.
Yeah,
So,
that's
like,
my whole thing.
That was my thing. I was like, are they going to make it like? I don't
How
want to
much
say the
was,
word
New
like
Dawn?
worth buying, but
How much was New Dawn? 40,
yeah,
right?
it was
$40.
So expect this to be about half of that.
that's what I was thinking.
It makes sense.
It'd be nice if we got 8 hours.
Yeah.
That's kind
That's
of
what I
was
figure. I
hoping
feel
for.
like 6 to 8 would be about right. I mean, it's basically them saying, all right, we're not going to just go ahead and release a whole new game. We're just going to go ahead and release an expansion to this game instead of doing.
And I'm not worried
the
about
New
the
Dawn
hours played personally. It's just more or less like I kind of want the story to be worth it. And I guess
Right.
that goes along like I want it to have like some time and I want it to go
Mhm.
places. I don't want it to just be like if this is just like go, shoot the people and clear the base, like I'm less interested. But if there's a story
Right.
there which prolongs it out at least a little bit, they can tell us a little side story, then I'm all in. But here's the thing. I'm all in anyway.
I was going to say, you're doing this anyway.
Yeah, I'm all in anyway. I just might
You're
be
trying
more
to convince
critical.
yourself.
I
but
might
you're
just be
buying it
more
anyway.
critical if it wasn't. But yeah, I'm gonna get it anyway. I love Far Cry.
I felt myself not playing the season pass stuff, even though I bought the season pass. So I'm like, ugh.
I bought the
The
season
season
pass
pass
stuff, and I
was
did.
whack.
I did not all of it. I did
Really?
Danny Trejo's tacos.
I did
And
that.
I did
Wasn't
Rambo.
that free? That wasn't
Yeah.
part of the season pass. The Trail of
I guess,
Santos was
I guess
free.
you're right. And I got Rambo and I did Stranger Things. But all of that rogue stuff that they're doing, F that noise. But here's the thing, a lot of people love that shit. Like that's really popular. People are really digging it. It's just not I don't want to
Who are
play
those
Far Cry
people?
that way
Those
at all.
people are they're
You
special.
start the game with a toothpick and you work your way up to a shotgun. I'm like, no, I'm good.
What?
That's not why I'm
No,
here.
thank you. Give me
So,
story. Give
I want
me
to be big,
things that make
powerful
sense.
murder machine, not, that's a different game.
I mean,
for
if
me.
you're murdering people with a toothpick, that is a pretty powerful murder machine. I'm just saying.
And you die and you lose all your stuff and you go and you do it all again. It's like,
No, thank you.
no,
No, thank you.
not doing that.
Yeah. Not much.
Game subscription updates. December's PlayStation Plus Essential games. That's the top tier.
No.
No.
Essential is the bottom
That's
tier. Right.
that's
The
the
naming
first
is
tier.
stupid. It's
I
Essential, Plus, and Premium.
I need you
right?
to take like a picture of the
No, we
tiers,
don't.
the pyramid,
No.
and put them in the notes for Donnie's future reference.
We need to just make this not part of the
You
notes.
talk about-
'cause who cares?
sold my PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly.
I sold it. I'm no longer a PlayStation 5 owner. I've moved it along.
You were never really a PlayStation 5 owner. You had one, but you weren't an owner.
That's
It
true.
just- it was there.
I think that's fair. I haven't played it since The Last of Us, which is the big reason why I sold it. Sold quick too, and I made good money off it too. So I was very happy with the transaction. But yes, no more Haley Pass. So, but anyway, your essential games: Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Biomutant, and Divine Knockout.
Pretty good. Well, Mass Effect and Biomutant's pretty good.
Those are pretty good games, Dev.
Dev just doesn't care.
Looks like Lego Star Wars is coming to Xbox Game Pass soon, if you believe the teasing that they're doing. They've got a little fill in the blank guide, and I think the entire internet's already solved. It's Lego Star Wars. So be on the lookout for that. And then Monster Hunter Rise was announced coming to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series consoles, and Game Pass.
Was it
January
fully announced
20th,
or just leaked?
2023.
Did they actually have a full announcement for that?
Yeah, I think so. I pulled it from Eurogamer, so I assumed that I was legit, but I didn't.
Oh,
To be honest with you, I didn't read that hard into it.
I thought it was just a leak. I didn't see that it was actually a full on announcement. I thought it was a leak from an announcement that was pending.
Well, it
but
was a
not
leak.
confirmed.
Apparently, it's coming. So, Sega Frontiers unveiled post-launch content. We will get the first, which will introduce a jukebox, a photo mode, and a selection of new challenge modes. Boring. We'll get a second one celebrating Sonic's birthday. They'll add new Cocos and a new open zone challenge. And because it's Sonic's birthday, it should be around June-ish, sometime this summer. And then the third update at sometime next year teases new story content and playable characters, and the artwork features Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, who, spoilers, are in the game. If you haven't figured
What
that out.
the hell is a new Coco?
They're like little Koroks. Like in Breath of the Wild, you collect little Koroks. They kind of have the same thing in Sonic Frontiers. They call them Cocos. It's the little people that you just see in the world. You just collect them, and they let you upgrade your speed or your strength and stuff like that.
I bought this for my son for Christmas.
Oh, it's so good.
We'll see if he likes it.
So good.
I don't see myself playing it at all.
This is interesting. Gran Turismo 7 CEO says the team is looking into a PC port. This is the quote that he gave. I understand, I feel like I understand the context, but just a weird quote. So Yamauchi, CEO, Gran Turismo is a very finely tuned title. There are not many platforms which could run the game at 4K 60 natively. So one way we make that possible is to narrow down the platform.
What?
The fuck is he talking about?
I mean, I guess I can kind of understand what he's trying to say here in the fact that there's so much wide variation in PC gaming, but I feel like
It's gonna have sliders like
enough-
every.
But this thing, I think he's trying to say I don't want sliders. I want it to just be 4K 60, and that's the only option. So
Is that a way of defending of it not having a PC port?
I don't think there's a good way of defending it.
Yeah,
I mean, you can still put it out there and be like, look, this is the new Crisis.
it's so funny.
If you can't run it, it's like, can I run Gran Turismo? No.
I wonder
Okay,
if they could get away with a game that just reads your graphics card, and they're like, nope, sorry, you can't have it. We refuse to allow our game to be played like this.
yeah.
Too strong, too powerful.
The SSD is too fast.
Yeah, I get it. It's them making it so they don't have to do the work to make it work on other systems or things that don't meet the recommended or needed tier.
I think that's all that's happened. Yeah, they're just gonna port it. But it's a weird way of talking out of it. You could have just left it at we're looking into it.
Right. We don't want to do the work required to put it on PC, so we're looking into it, but don't expect anything.
Steam set a new peak again. They just set a new one last month. They set a new one of 30 million concurrent players this past weekend. Red Dead Redemption 2 also hit an all-time player count. Steam still seemed to boost those numbers. I've seen this almost across the board. Battlefield had it got back to its original levels, I think, or maybe a little higher than its launch levels. Battlefield 2042, which is, I mean, that's saying something.
It came to EA Play. That's why.
Yeah, and I think Halo even saw a blip up. Not like to those levels, but even Halo Infinite was up. So yeah, people were playing a lot of Steam this weekend.
And they were selling Battlefield for like cheap.
They gave it away.
That's a mess. Rude Days 93 says no games this week. I failed, but he has a question. What are your thoughts, hype level on the new Mario movie trailer?
Looks fun.
Let's fucking go.
I didn't watch
I enjoyed the hell out of that trailer. I meant to watch it with my son today and completely forgot when I got home. So I'm going to wake him up and show him the trailer when I'm done here. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was it's super cool. I'm like, oh my God, we're doing all this Mario stuff. It looks just like a fun time.
It does. Looks like what you want from a Mario movie. All the stuff is there that you would expect to see.
I'm not going to lie. I like the fact that they make Mario look like a bumbling idiot and Peach is like on top of her game.
Makes sense.
It's like, Mario has no idea what he's doing. Peach is a battle-hardened warrior. I was like, oh, I'm here for that. Let's go. Donnie has no interest.
Yeah, none. It's out of sight, out of mind. Which I thought was, Rebecca was teasing me about that earlier. The last time I was on Shaq, we both were like kind of making fun of it together. So I guess it's won her over.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks entertaining.
Great.
Look, it's not just about the voice, right? We talked about that. I'm not digging the voice, but I wasn't that into it to begin with. So listeners, just to be forthright, I'm not into a lot of like adult animation, type of stuff.
Animation at all.
But this is an adult animation.
Like Bob's Burgers and stuff like that. But I'm not like watching
kids.
Well, I mean, that's not what I meant by adult animation. I meant like, these animation movies that you can watch together, family, that appeal to adults and everybody and kids and stuff. Like, I'm not into that thing, right? I don't do the Pixar, and I know they're huge, right? Outside of like superhero movies, these are like the best things going. I don't watch, I don't know, the little yellow people and Toy Story.
Fuck them kids,
Frozen,
just for Donnie.
I've never watched Frozen. I don't care. So like at face value, like at first glance, it wasn't super appealing to me in the first place. On second, I'm also not one of the people that needs any franchise or IP that I like at any point in time to also have a movie. Like, I don't need everything that I like to have a companion movie to go with it. So I love Mario. I don't need to see a movie of I've never once been like, man, I really want to like a Mario movie. So
I will say this. Out of all
the voice
the
issues
video game characters,
that's where I was coming from. And then I heard the voices and I was like, no, I'm good.
I don't get the problem with the voices at all. I think the voices are great.
You don't play Mario.
You know how much Mario I've watched? You know how much Mario I grew up on Mario, sir.
How could you get it when you don't play Mario games? You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't know.
I totally get it. I just disagree vehemently. I don't care. I think the voice is fine. Mario's voice in the games is terrible. It's stupid. It's dumb.
I hope you guys have fun. And to say nice things about it, the majority of the stuff that I see on Twitter from our friends and stuff seems to be very positive. People seem to be very excited about it. I'm not rooting for it to be bad. I hope it's amazing. And I'll watch maybe I'll watch it one day when it comes to HBO Max or something, like maybe I'll watch it. I said that about Space Jam too.
No, you won't.
And I never watched it either.
You're not going to watch this, Donnie. It's okay. You don't like family fun. It's understood. We get it.
Sort of. Kinda.
You want your
I will
family
say
fun is
this.
horror movies. You don't want to
We're
watch
talking.
the actual family fun.
We're
You don't
talking.
want that. You want family terror.
That's not true. Like I said, I like Bob's Burgers and Archer.
That's not family. That's not family.
My family.
Those are
not.
not family movies.
I do.
Hey,
I do have a funny
I
story
love
about
Bob's
that.
Burgers and Archer.
We didn't
I
even
love
talk
those
about
shows.
I watched Dragon Ball Z all weekend with Jack. We've watched so
That's
much
great.
Dragon Ball Z.
We did the same.
I love Dragon
My
Ball.
daughter likes Dragon Ball. My son likes Dragon Ball Z.
See, I'm not into it, but I'm not as into it as many.
Yeah. Terrible. Such a good.
Definitely
such-
not like
such a
you
great-
guys. Like you guys and Kevin and stuff. You guys are really into it. I'm not.
Yeah. I love me some Disney stuff. I'm here for all the Pixar things.
The last one I liked Wreck-It Ralph a lot. I was like the
Wreck-It
last
Ralph
one I
is
really
awesome.
liked. I loved Wreck-It Ralph. That was really good.
Like Ralph's good.
I like Wreck-It Ralph. It's good stuff.
Our buy or sell Beyond Good and Evil 2, which apparently is still in early development. Buy or sell it arrives before 2026.
Sell. That game's
Why?
never coming.
Like, did you just
I've
pull
given
this
up
out
all
of a hat?
there.
Yeah, because it's floating around. I saw it on Reddit because people were talking about it because they got a report that it's still in early development because somebody got to look at it or whatever.
They've been saying this in early development like for 10 years now.
Right.
This has
How
been a
much
long
early
one at this
development
point,
can
yeah.
it be in?
I feel like the guy that was heading it up left.
Yeah, he left. Yeah.
And there's still a team that is apparently working on it, but I feel like that team will always be put on priority projects at some point. So I will sell.
That team has given up hope. They're like,
I'll sell.
Yeah. As sad as it makes me, I'm gonna have to sell because I've wanted this game forever. They announced it back in
still want it?
2016. Yeah, I
You
still want it
now? Because
Yeah.
the little bits that we've seen of it, I think have maybe want it less.
What I've seen of it made me want it more. I was like, oh my
Okay.
God, this looks awesome. So
Yeah, it did.
I just don't think it's ever gonna be a thing.
Okay. And that's it for the news.
All right. Well, let's get into like the 5 questions we have, and then we'll get out of here. Sorry, people. It's a short show tonight. We're not here for a long time, but we're
We get a lot
here
of
for a
questions.
good time. We've
Yeah.
got like 4 questions.
We didn't get our rude day
Blame
segment.
yourself,
so
people.
yeah.
Blame yourself for this.
Blame yourselves. Exactly. This is on you.
Who did this?
So Dilfy, I guess I'm saying that right?
Oh, it's
Or-
Daniel.
no, it's
D-Life.
D-Life. Wow. Wow.
I'm going to change his name in Discord to
I was
Dilf.
gonna say his name is now Dilfy.
Wow. Sorry, Daniel. I didn't do that. He did that.
Yep.
blame it.
All right,
Dilfy.
Dilfy. He wants to know, what was your favorite Black Friday purchase?
It's not even how you would spell Dilfy either. You just read it wrong.
Absolutely. Look, I've been drinking. I read it wrong. That's what happens.
You just like gas and turn it into a joke, make fun of somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know. I bought so much stuff that
I bought a lot of
Fanatical
stuff.
put my account on manual authorization at one point. So
I guess. Fuck it, I'll go first.
my car.
The
does that count?
biggest. Yeah, that
Kinda.
definitely counts.
Might as well.
I guess the biggest thing I bought for Black Friday was 2 Xbox Series S.
Nice. Did you get the Instagram
bought-
deal?
Yeah. What deal was that? I got one off of Amazon.
So not the Instagram deal then.
Right.
It was like $200, and they give you like $40.
Xbox was selling them on Instagram. If you went to Xbox on Instagram and bought them through Instagram for $180 each.
Yeah, mine's deal was pretty much the same. It was like Amazon had it for like $200 and a $40
That's
gift
not
card or
the-
something shit like
it's
that.
not the same.
Yeah,
It's
Kevin
cheaper.
said he got his at Target for $250, but it came with a $50 gift card.
Yeah, and that's the second one I got. I ended up getting it for my nephews.
That's not the same as $180.
Well, the first deal was cheaper than $180 because it was
How?
200 minus 50.
Was
Because they
it
gave you a
minus
gift card with
50?
it. It's like minus
Giving
40.
giving me a gift card is not the same as me paying less money.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. It's not.
Same thing.
You don't end up spending less because you're still spending the same amount of money, and then you get something free.
Same thing.
Nah, $40, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. $200 and a $40 gift card. It's the same thing.
Wow.
Oh, now it goes from 50 to 40. Which one is it?
No, that's what I said. I said it's 40. I corrected him first. I said it's 40.
This is great.
It's not the same. It's not the same thing. Give me the 180. You can keep your gift card.
Nah, I'll take the gift.
I'm paying less.
Fuck that, son. Nah, I'll take. I'll pay the 200.
I wasn't hunting for anything specific this year, Black Friday deals wise.
I wasn't either.
Yeah.
I'm never hunting for anything on Black Friday. I do not do Black Friday shopping. I may be just.
Yeah, you're very anti Black Friday, period.
It's probably because of working at Best Buy for so long. Black Friday can kiss my
Black
ass.
Friday, Dev showed up to Discord and he's like, I hate this. All these people talking about it. Made me feel so bad.
So
sharing all these video game deals.
I was like, fuck that, son. I'm spending this money.
Black Friday has become like almost just a video game shopping holiday. That's like the only thing I buy on Black Friday these days are just video games.
This Black Friday was terrible.
No, thank you.
That's what I kept hearing.
It's not even Black Friday. It's like Black Week. All the deals, everything happens before Black Friday. It's like the Friday isn't even the thing.
At least going in stores was terrible. In store was terrible. Online
there's TikToks of people.
Went into stores?
There's TikToks of people that went to Walmart on Black Friday morning and there's like nobody there and the deals aren't very good. It's like 10% off and like everybody's like, hurry up and run down there. There's people like, you know why this Black Friday sucks? Because we're all broke. Nobody's got damn money. I saw somebody was like, can we have Black Friday at Kroger? He's like, if you try to buy groceries lately, it's like, that's where I need the Black Friday deals.
For real. That's real talk. Oh my God. Groceries are so expensive.
Yes.
Yeah, it was so funny. I saw like stanchions and stuff to create lines at Best Buy when I was driving by there. I'm like, why?
Nobody was there.
Nobody's showing up.
Yeah,
what
this year's Black
doing?
Friday was like the Wii U launch.
Yeah, it pretty much was.
Tumbleweed.
It was like just like nothing there.
All right, everybody, don't push everybody to come in. Everybody.
McFly.
I walked in the store and said, what the fuck is this? I walked right back out. Like I'm going back home and going to my computer and doing these deals. Fuck this.
Right.
But you bought consoles. You buy them for family members?
For my nephews. I bought
nice.
one, like both my nephews. So they got a big gift.
That's the power of the Series S, man.
Yeah, said fuck.
I saw today PlayStation launched a Call of Duty PS4 bundle for like $400. Not like a launch, but like they re-added it, and people were buying it. And I was like, "What?
Why?
What's happening right now?"
I mean, it's got the library, you know. It's got the library of games. That's basically what it boils down to.
No.
Look, I'm with you. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. No.
Just go buy a Series S.
Look, you know who it was? It was those people that were playing Jeopardy. They didn't know better.
That's probably what it was. Yeah, those people.
Those people over there. Anyway, moving along. John 32 says, which gaming franchise, Jesus Christ, not Mario, Donkey Kong, or Pokemon. Man. Look, man, it's been a long-ass day. I'm drinking because today was long. This week is
Dilfy and French fries.
French fries. Let's go. Yeah, so he wants to know which gaming franchise, not Mario, Donkey Kong, or Pokemon, would you want them to base a theme park on?
So now, this is funny.
Can I cheat?
He had some answers that he thought. Can you want to read those off, Donnie?
Do you want to do this first, or do you want to answer? Because he gave us guesses on what he thought we would say. So I think you should go first.
So mine already exists. It's called Disneyland. It's got Star Wars and Marvel. Like that's all I really need. I don't want a theme park based around any video game franchise.
Delvin
didn't follow the rule at all.
Dev will say something like he doesn't want to go to a theme park based on a game.
Bingo!
Got him.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job, John. You're absolutely correct. I don't want that at all. When I read the question, I was like, "Oh, this question sucks," because I don't want to. Like, no, thank you.
You're Grouch. You're a Sesame Street. You're Grouch.
Look, I live in a fucking trash can. All right.
He didn't guess for you, Delvin. I don't have a guess for you.
My answer might surprise me, but I don't know if this is cheating or not. Rock band.
You want a theme
Big
park?
ass rock band theme park.
Okay. What are
And
you doing?
You can have section like you can have like a Beatles rock band section where you can look at the history of the Beatles. You can go on a Beatles ride like the Yellow Submarine. You can, and each one have like certain
All right.
sections.
I get you. I'm following.
Everything based off of.
Because when you said
things
Beatles
from rock
section, I was like, that's just the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But
I
now
was
you're
gonna say it's
now
the
you're
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
You're working in the rides and stuff. Now I get it. I'm
Yeah.
following. I'm tracking.
Yeah,
It took me a minute.
Because you know,
I'm with you.
As you go to theme park, because I was just at one, they have like certain sections, like they have like Universal have like the Simpsons land, and they have Krusty Land and stuff in there. You have to ride, and you have to like memorabilia. Same thing, but based off of different groups in rock band.
Okay.
So we're not getting any rap. We're not getting like any of that. Just rock
I don't
and
think
roll.
rap will work in a theme park very well.
Look, man, let me get some.
And
Let me get the
know why,
roots.
Dan.
All I ever
You know
wanted in
why.
rock band was the roots. Okay,
That
That
would
why
would've been
not?
that would have been a sweet rock band.
have been great.
Yeah, Rock Band 4 is for you, man. You got to go get it. There's roots in there.
I don't imagine 21 Savage in a theme park. That would not go.
First of all, I said rap. I didn't say trash. I didn't say crap. I said rap. All right. We're not
Let's
going
play some
past like
DMX in the theme
2006. Why not?
you have to ask that question, Dev.
Look, man. Stop.
I already
drop,
told
some,
him
and
what-
open up shop.
I already told him where my brain went first. But it was a little different than his. But he guessed for me No More Heroes. And I honestly don't know how I would make an amusement park out of it. Outside of just like lightsaber beam katana fights and stuff like that. Like outside of the obvious. It'd be really hard to make there's a lot of blood. I mean, there could be like some partial nudity around the theme park. That's not too bad.
That's good theme
A lot
park.
of obscure Japanese anime references and Japanese horror movie references that nobody knows without Googling.
What about
I
a
just
zoo?
figured
of
yours
that.
would be like
Theme park.
Halloween Horror Nights. That's basically what I
So
figured your theme
my
park would be.
the original thought to me, I honestly thought zombies like House of the Dead. I was like,
Mhm.
this
That's
this
what I
writes,
figured you'd say.
yeah, this writes itself. You just do a bunch of zombie games and zombie horror, and like you can have like I don't know laser tag and stuff like that. And I even told him because he said my answer would be a haunted theme park, and that's when I replied to him. That's where I went first, and he was like, "Yeah, I think that'd be good." But yeah, I first thought of zombies, Left 4 Dead, House of the Dead, stuff like that would make for an awesome theme park.
I wouldn't go if you showed me the way.
It'd be fun.
No.
And Johnny 32, you're correct. The Roots do appear in Jimmy Fallon's ride.
Yep,
at
they do.
Universal.
Mhm.
Yep. It's not the Jimmy Fallon ride, isn't it? Just the
It is
tram?
100% the Jimmy Fallon ride.
It's just the.
He has a
tram.
ride.
He doesn't have a ride. He's just
It's
now
a
the
ride.
dude. First of all, sir,
Oh.
it's just the tram, and it hasn't always been Jimmy Fallon.
No,
So it's not the
a
Jimmy
tram.
Fallon ride.
No. It's something different. At Universal Florida, they have a ride where you race against Jimmy Fallon across the
You're
city
about
of
to
New
get
York.
schooled.
And
Why?
you have to drop. I don't know why the fuck is there.
Oh my god!
It's a ride. It's like one of those rides that you sit down in and it doesn't move, but you just like look at the screen. And you're racing against Jimmy Fallon across what's the show he's on? The Tonight Show?
Yeah, I don't know.
You're
Sure.
going
Sure.
all across New York racing against him until you get back to the studio. And like he's talking to you and stuff. And I think originally it was the Back to the Future ride. And they just changed it to Jimmy Fallon, the Tonight Show
Do you
ride.
guys have that really horrible Fast and the Furious experience thing out
It is
there?
awful.
Oh
That
my
shit
god, it's
sucks.
so bad. It's so bad.
It's really bad.
Ugh.
It is one of the worst rides there by far.
The Simpsons ride is
Yeah,
also pretty terrible. I don't know if you guys have one out there, but it's trash.
It's really outdated.
I
now.
haven't been to an amusement park in ages.
You're not
The
missing
idea
Jimmy
of
Fallon
going-
was surprisingly fun.
The idea of going to an amusement park is just not something that excites me at all. Like I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
going if I could just go if it was empty. But
They're going to Tuesday.
it's the people part. I went to Disney when I was in Orlando. Is it Orlando?
I
Yes.
don't know.
Whatever it's in Florida, wherever it's in Florida. I don't remember
It's
the
in
city that
Orlando.
it was in. I went
Unless you were in
to
California.
I
That's Disneyland, not just.
went to
Disney.
Florida on a work conference, and a couple folks were like, "Hey, let's ditch early and we'll just go walk around Disney." Me never having been, I was like, "Okay, it sounds fun," and it was not fun It was miserable. And I was like, this is awful. I don't ever want to do this again. And that was before I had kids. And then I had kids. And my whole family was like, you've got to take Disney World. And I was like, that sounds like hell on earth. I am absolutely never doing that. So we sent our daughter with the band. Like, it's like, you go with the band, let them do that. I never want to go, like, ever. No, this sounds the worst possible way, not only to spend my time, but to spend my money. Oh, and my weekend.
Expensive.
Oh, hell no. Absolutely not.
So expensive.
No,
so
thanks.
when
But
I
I
lived in
also
LA,
don't love-
we had season passes and it was great. It was great. There weren't a whole lot of people there. We'd go on Tuesdays and it was nice and empty, just me and the wife, and it was awesome. We've taken our kids several times. I have zero desire to go now because it's ridiculously expensive, and trying to chase my kids around is just a pain. I would never want to go to Disney World because I can't do that in one day. So this is the difference between Disneyland and Disney World. Disney World is separated to like 4 or 5 different parks. If I go to Disneyland, I can just do everything in one day. Everything is there. I don't want to have to pay to go to different parks. Like, no, thank you.
And all that. Yeah, I don't have. I mean, this might be the animation thing come up again. I don't have like this. I've talked about it before. I didn't know that there were like Disney adults that are like super fans of Disney. Like, I never really encountered this.
Possible.
And I don't have that bone in my body at all. You know, like Ariel or the Beast, like, does nothing for me. I'm like, okay,
Your
like
inner child is just
those were
non-existent.
Disney movies I watched when I was in 2nd grade, and then I moved on. Like that's where I left them. Like, they stayed there.
It just makes me sad. It breaks my heart a little bit that you don't love Aladdin or The Lion King.
I mean, I like it. It's fine. Like, if it's on, I'll watch with the kids or whatever. Like, but I'm not like, I'm not enamored with it. I'm not spending thousands of dollars to interact with it. That sounds
thousands, hundreds. Yeah. Luckily, if
there are people that spend thousands to go.
That's because they're taking their whole family.
They got hotel rooms and all. Like, they spend thousands of dollars to interact with people dressed up as Cinderella. Like, and I'm not. I want to be clear
for that.
I'm not demeaning it or dissing it or putting it down. But what I'm trying to explain is there's a disconnect. I don't understand how that's appealing, but it is to people. That's appealing to some people.
Yeah, I don't understand how you don't like.
Like, how I would spend
breaks my heart
a few $100s to go see a race, maybe. Like maybe that's the same thing, but like, to me, I don't.
There's my disconnect. Watching people make a bunch of left turns.
It's not left
for
turns.
hours. For hours, you're going in a circle. You're going in a circle.
I didn't say NASCAR race.
You said a race.
Any race, as far as I'm concerned, it's no.
But like, to me, like, I guess that's competitive and performance, and it's like not just a charade and a person dressed up as a teacup, and I don't get it. Like, I really don't. I'm like, okay, but you know what? To each their own, man. Go do you. Yeah, I'd rather blow that money on like strippers in Vegas or something. That sounds like fun.
That sounds like Disney.
Like, Disney does not sound fun at all. I'm like, where's the fun part? Like, what are you getting for all this money you pumping into it? But I don't know. Some joy, wholesome family entertainment, I guess.
Wholesome family entertainment and pineapple whip. It's delicious.
What's pineapple whip?
It's the Dole pineapple whip. It's just like pineapple ice cream.
I asked you what it was, and you just reset it again.
I don't know how else to
explain it. It's like the pineapple whip. And I go, cream. What's pineapple whip? Which he replies, it's the Dole pineapple whip. That didn't help me.
If you
didn't help me a little bit, not even a little bit.
Pineapple whip. Look it up.
I don't get it.
All right. It's ice cream. It's delicious.
Cool Whip.
John 32 says he married one and became one. I'm assuming you mean the Disney adult. Kevin's one. Yeah. Kevin's like the one that really turned me off. And then, Kevin's got nothing on Mike. Mike Minotti, dude, he's a Disney podcast. He just talks about Disney stuff. The guy podcast with Jeff, man. Jeff Grubb's co-host. He's been on our show.
Jeff has been on our show. Mike has not been on a show I've been on. Don't be sorry. I don't listen. Is he an Xbox person? Because if he's an Xbox person, I definitely listen.
No,
and I've not listened to Jeff's podcast. So
we're sorry, Jeff. We're sorry, Mike.
I'm not.
I definitely think it's funny, but yeah, Mike probably not.
Poor Mike.
I'll have to have Mike over. No, Mike came on. I think he came on. We talked to Mike on Nintendo Shack. So yeah, you didn't podcast with him, but he's been on PSVG. I love Mike. He's a great guy. He loves Disney stuff. He's super into Disney, man. And I guess as the older I've gotten, I've just realized that like there are a lot of those people.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize.
Everybody-
I didn't realize.
Everybody
it was
I
such a
know
thing.
is a Disney fan besides you.
Okay,
You're the only adult I know that doesn't like Disneyland.
it's not that I don't like it. That's just I'm indifferent. I don't like. No, I don't root for it to be bad or anything. I'm not an antagonist for it. I'm just indifferent to it.
The way you went hard on Mario, I'm just saying.
What does that have anything to do with Disney?
It's kid stuff. It's family fun. It's wholesome.
That's not. I don't hate that for being a thing. I'm just not interested in it. I don't. Am I explaining this correctly? Like I don't hate
You
it.
are. I'm just messing with you now.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't. It just doesn't interest me to the point of investing money. You know, I'm like, what? That's the hard part I don't get. I'm like, can't you just like watch the movie? But we gotta like, analyze trailers and make directs and stuff. I'm like, that's a
People
bit much.
love that type of stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they do it for everything, right?
Yeah, I guess. Like I said, everybody has their little thing. You're right. I'm into horror stuff, and I'm probably, there are probably people out there like he's watching trailers for some horror movie I've never seen. What a dork, So I guess the shoe
there's
fits on both
more
sides.
people that are into horror than I realized. I was like, oh my god, do people really like?
There's
this
a lot of
scary
people
shit?
into horror.
Like, ooh.
Yeah, but I don't
Into
think it's
horror
the
convention.
same. It's not quite the
Not the
same.
same
as
level.
It's not the same
Yeah,
as the
Disney
Disney
is
people. The Disney
next
people
level.
are something else, man.
Disney's
Some of the people that I've seen on Twitter, they go hard for horror the way people go hard for Disney. So
I don't think so.
Yeah, but it's different. It's a
I don't think there are
group.
people. There aren't people that have like commemorative collector Disney ornaments that they travel to Florida to buy. To have a Disney tree like in the horror.
That's because there isn't a horror version of that. But if there was, they'd go. I have a coworker who's big, who's in that, she puts up a horror Christmas tree. Everything for her, every holiday is horror themed.
Yeah, I can get that.
Conventions.
I guess maybe there's no giant monolith mouse money extracting machine powering it behind it. I guess
there's no Chucky Land. If there was a Chucky Land, it'd be different.
Horror is
There's a Chucky
kind
Cheese.
of like a bunch of different
There
things.
is.
Horror's not just like one thing.
Yeah,
Mickey Mouse is Mickey Mouse. That's the dude.
and the Disney thing is, I mean, not everybody, but like there is some zealotry there, man. And people are really into the mouse stuff, big time. It's
Like that mouse, man. It's all
almost
about Donald.
cultish.
Screw Mickey. Donald is the man. He's so angry.
Is there no like Looney Tune land?
No.
Kind of.
Those characters
Kind
are
of.
better anyway.
So Six Flags out here is Warner Brothers.
Oh, that's right, Six Flags. Yeah, I totally forgot. I live next to Six Flags, and I've been to Six Flags, and yeah, you're right. They have Warner Brothers characters, but it's not like Disneyland. It's not like Looney Tune Land.
Yeah.
It's just you might see Daffy somewhere, maybe.
That might not be a bad thing either. Some
true.
of those Looney Tunes cartoons back in the day was a little wild.
Yeah.
That's very true.
But yeah, you get the Looney Tunes and you get all the DC characters. There's a bunch of DC rides.
That's right. Yeah,
The
the Riddler.
Superman ride. I remember
Superman,
that. The Riddler.
Batman,
Superman was cool.
Riddler's Revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're different in different places because like our Superman out here was not the same somewhere else. So like, what's your
It's
Superman?
different in Georgia.
It was
If I remember correctly, isn't it the one?
you got put into the thing, they strap you in the vest, and then they lay you like
Flat.
forward, so you look like you're flying like Superman. That shit was wild.
Nope.
Then they shoot you in the
That's
air.
not ours
Yeah.
out here.
That was
That's
pretty
not
wild.
ours out here.
That's the one
Ours
I've
is
been
you're
on.
basically in a seat and it shoots you straight up and you just drop back down. That's our Superman.
Oh, we have one of those. It's not. Yeah, it's not called
yeah,
Superman.
see? Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
Superman
don't
for
think you're
us.
getting the same Superman experience.
Yeah.
I think you're getting the raw end of the Superman experience.
So the ride that goes flat out here is called X.
We have a few of them. We had a few. I haven't been in a long time, but we had a few of them that did that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
I've
do
been
amusement parks,
forever.
like I said. I think the best you get me is like Whitewater. I do enjoy going to Whitewater.
I
Okay.
don't know what the hell that is.
That's as close as you'll get me to like an amusement park.
The
It's
hell
a
is
water. It's like a water park.
It's like
Uh,
Busch Gardens, right?
They have a bunch of water slides and things like that.
is.
Lazy
You know what
river,
Busch Gardens is?
wave pool.
Bro, we don't have that. I live in LA. We don't have no Busch
have water?
Gardens. We had no. We have been in a
clearly they
drought in California as long as I've been alive.
Sounds
We've
like a
always
water
been
park
drought.
would do well for you guys. Like you guys
No.
need,
Yes.
like
It seems
We
like
water.
can't have a water park because there's no water. We had
y'all
a
should
couple of. I think
import
they're
some.
gone. There was one called Raging Waters, and we had a Wild Rivers. I don't even know if they still
Even the
exist.
water parks that I go to, I typically go to like smaller water parks because the whitewater is just too busy. It's too long. There's too many people. I don't like all that. So I try to go to like, there's a few of them. There's like one nearby that's like in a resort, like a hotel. They have their own. There's one on the lake. There's one in Nashville.
Oh, yeah, we don't have those things.
I dig water rides. Yeah, I like water parks a lot. They're fun.
Yeah.
Water parks are fun.
Yeah.
I've only ever been to one.
The one that's the Columbus Zoo. We went to Ohio, took the kids to the zoo, and we did the water park.
So water park at the zoo?
Yeah, they're right next to each other.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you can do them both.
You want to go to an amusement park that's empty? Legoland. That
Oh, really?
place
Oh yeah.
is empty. Well,
I think I'd be more into that than
boring.
Disney World. I'd be more into
Oh
that
my
than Disney
God.
World.
Have
But
you
I've
seen the
never
Lego
been to that
movie?
either.
It's everywhere in that park.
Because
all they
that's
got.
the only good part of Legoland is the Lego movie stuff.
They're like,
The rest
I
of
don't-
it
hey,
is
we
I
made
don't
this good
remember.
movie.
very boring. Legoland is not. I will never go again.
What makes
Wanna
it
go look
so
at
boring?
some
You
Duplos.
just build Legos?
No, there's rides, but they're all just.
Oh, there's rides.
It's
Yeah,
an
there's
amusement
rides.
park, so there's rides
Seriously,
and stuff, and
un-
it's just
Until you
it's
just
not
said
cool.
that, if you'd asked me to describe what I thought Legoland was, I thought it was like a big Lego store. I just thought it was a place you
is.
go to like buy
It
It
Lego.
is.
Actually.
There's a Lego store called the Big Store, and that's where you buy
Okay.
all the Legos.
That's
but
all
they
I
have
thought it was.
rides.
I didn't know they had rides and shit. I was like, oh
Yeah.
damn.
That's right. Based
So,
off of
there's- Ninjago, the Lego movie,
Duplo for the kids,
God,
the little
the
small
Duplo
kids.
stuff for the kids. Yeah, so they have based on their different sets. Like there's a Connects ride, but it's all
It's all
it's
terrible.
very very bottom tier. My son enjoyed it, but will never ever go again. Not even mid-tacular, just mid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
well, I don't.
kids get in free.
No, they
Really?
don't.
I think here they get in free or adults get in free or something like that. It's
Wow.
it's
I
like
would've loved
really
that.
like cheap.
It was $100 for each of us.
Damn, that's a lot for injury.
Yeah.
See, F that noise. No, see, I'd be out on that too.
Yeah.
See, I like going to fairs, like
Oh,
carnivals.
I can't do that. That's
That's what I
that's
like
fair.
to do.
That's the fair flu. You end up sick. You're dying
there's
because of all
there's
the
a
people.
fair nearby. You better believe I'm going. They have those
Yeah, we
spinny
have-
rides. I love those spinny rides.
No,
They're so much fun. You know what I'm talking
No.
about?
I know that's
one that
that's
spins
death.
While you're in the car that is also spinning.
Yeah, no,
and
thank
then
you.
It just spins you around.
It's called the teacups, and I'm just gonna fill up.
It's my
No, thank you.
favorite ride. If I was a billionaire, I would just have one. I love that ride so much. It makes me
That's
so
what
happy.
you buy.
Oh, I
I've
love it so
never
much. It's like my
Ever
favorite
heard
ride.
anybody
to
who
ride.
just wants to spin around and spin around while they're spinning around?
Oh, it's so good.
What the? So confused. Thoroughly confused by that.
Sorry.
Interesting.
Is that weird? I mean, every time I ride
Nah,
them,
it's not
people are on them. I think people like the spinny rides.
They do.
And they got the other one that you strap in while you're
spinning.
standing up. And they
Yeah, I hate
strap you
that.
into the wall, and then they
That's
spin
the
you, and then
Gravitron.
it turns.
I
Yeah,
have a
it's-
story about that one.
God, it's so much fun.
You couldn't pay me to get on those.
Oh man,
I'm not getting on the Gravitron anymore.
I will pay you so
Somebody
much.
threw
to
up?
ride them.
No,
Somebody threw
a
up?
lot worse. I was getting on one. This was on the news like well over 10 years ago. I was in line to get on the Gravitron, and I was like next in line.
Local rapper Gold
Grab a
Coin
truck.
was hurt today at the fair.
I'm getting there as all of a sudden the ride malfunctioned, and the people flew out the ride
Nope.
onto concrete.
Oh boy, that's a bad way to go.
I was like, yeah. This was at a Dade County Youth Fair. I was like, yep, this is it. I'm
Yeah,
not
they
getting
are
this. I
kind
think
of.
we-
That's my wife hates them because they are all kind of sketch. You don't ever
Yeah.
want to. If you like fairs, you don't ever want to look up like fair fails
Yeah.
because you'll see some shit, man.
I
I'm
literally
not
saw
getting
one right
on
in front of
any
me.
ride at the fair. That's
I've seen one of
automatic
those spinny
no.
ride carts just go flying off, just come detached from the ride, and you just like skipping across the pavement. I've seen that before. I've seen the Ferris wheel. I've seen one of the carts fall off the Ferris wheel.
After I saw that, I'm like, I'm not coming.
Faces
here
of
no more. I'm
death.
done.
But I still go
Yes.
every year. I go.
Nah.
I haven't been in a long.
You just have to
I
go to
wanna-
like you have to go to like, you know, like fairs that are on the up and up. Don't go to like some Joe Blow fair that's in a on the side street of your local town or whatever. You go to
There's
like
only one fair out
go
here.
to like
It's the
your
Kern County
state
Fair, and it's
yeah.
gross.
Like go to something that they probably check. They probably have somebody comes by and looks at things first.
Nope. We went our first year we moved out here. We went to the Kern County Fair. Everybody got sick, and we said never again. No,
Yeah, but
thank
then
It was
you got your immunity
so
now.
crowded. No, there's no immunity to that. It's gross because every year anybody I know that goes ends up being sick for like 3 days.
Really?
And we just
I don't
call
think
it
I've
the
ever
fair
gotten
flu.
sick from a fair.
I don't think I have either.
Gross.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
I don't ever recall getting sick from a fair, but maybe we're
It's
a little more
the worst.
spread out over here. Because I don't
Maybe.
generally go and they're like not super busy in here. And a lot of times they'll have like little indie wrestling shows too at the little fairs around here in Georgia, and those are always fun. Those are a really fun thing to go see. So I'll do
Yeah.
those as well. A lot of
Hard
farm
pass.
animals.
Yeah, we have that too because
Yeah.
that's what Bakersfield is. It's farms.
So my wife, her favorite part is seeing donkeys and stuff. So dumb.
That's what Nat Geo is for. I'll watch them on TV. I don't want to see them in real life. No, thank you.
But they're cheap. They're not very expensive.
Define cheap.
I take the whole family to the fair for like eating tickets and everything. $100, 150 maybe.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's not too
That
bad.
is way too much for my blood for a fair.
Really?
Yeah, no. Fuck that.
And that's like I usually buy like the unlimited passes, even though we only ride like 20 rides. I just don't want to be fucking with paying people individually. I'm just like, just give me the wristband.
Mm.
I think the last time we went, I think wristbands were like $30 each.
Yeah, that's something like that. $20-$30.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. Here's $5, kids. Make it last.
And you got like tickets you could do some of the games with. It's like $30. You got unlimited rides and like 100 tickets, or whatever. Do the ring toss and do the hammer and do the little games.
Yeah. No.
Damn.
Yeah. Sorry, Tice family. We're not going to the fair. We're good.
Very different people.
Yeah. No, thank you. A hard pass.
That's how I am
We'll
about
go
Disney World.
Yeah, we'll go to Disneyland. I'm not going to Disney
Disneyland.
World. I'm
Can
not
we go
going to
to
Disneyland.
Disneyland
Not doing it.
What is your favorite
place.
thing to do in Disneyland?
Star Tours,
What's that?
Galaxy's Edge. It's all the Star Wars stuff.
Oh, never. Okay.
Yeah. I already told you the reason why I like Disneyland is there's Star Wars and there's Marvel.
Yeah.
It's a good
I
time.
don't think we don't have Star Wars here yet. Either we don't have it or
Really?
it's just getting here now.
I'm pretty
think
sure
it
you
might be
guys
good.
have it because there was my wife went like years ago and they had.
Wait, did
like,
we
a
even
giant
answer the
AT-AT.
question?
No, we didn't answer the question.
Yes, we did.
Did we?
We didn't.
He asked
Yeah,
us
you said horror. I don't remember what the hell Delvin said, and I said I
Okay,
don't want to
thanks.
go.
Very
I
good.
said rock band.
Rock band. That's right. He said the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame turned into rides.
What a tangent.
Well, this made the show longer, so we're good. We're meeting the quota that the people want. Bunch of nonsense.
What is Rise of the Resistance?
It's a ride at It's a ride at Disneyland. It's a
Yes.
Star Wars ride. So this one, Rise of the
Based-
Resistance, I haven't been on that one yet, actually.
Based on episode 7. The good Star Wars sequel movie.
Yeah.
So you have to even know what movie and all the stuff when you're going.
Not necessarily, I don't think.
Well, you'll know based off of the people who are there.
You get a
Like, you see Kylo
lightsaber.
Ren. You can make lightsabers. That's a pretty cool thing.
No, but like, is
Yeah,
it on the
that's pretty
ride?
I don't think so. I haven't been on the ride.
I haven't been on Rise of the Resistance. I've only been on Galaxy's Edge, whatever the other ride was there. Because there's one ride where you're in the Millennium Falcon, and there's another one. It's pretty cool. I'm a fan.
John,
Yeah, Smuggler's Run. So that's the one. Millennium Falcon is Smuggler's Run. So you get to be on the Millennium Falcon, and you're either a pilot, a gunner, or something else. So you actually have different spots in the ride. And then the Rise of the Resistance one, I haven't been on yet. So
John, I'm good.
I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, I don't need to. I don't need more Star Wars, let alone like go act out Star Wars. I'm good.
You don't need any Star Wars. Let's just
I
be
really
real.
don't. I'm so good. Trust me, I'm
Donnie.
very good.
Donnie said if Disney just disappeared off the face of the earth, he'd be fine. He doesn't need
I
Star
probably,
Wars. He doesn't need
I'm not gonna
Marvel.
lie to you,
None of that.
I wouldn't notice. I
You
just wouldn't know.
We'd have to tell him.
I wouldn't even tell him. I wouldn't waste my breath.
I wouldn't even know. Yeah, I wouldn't even know.
He wouldn't know
Yeah.
by the look of defeat on your face.
It would take
the
like
sadness.
10 years or so, and I'd be like, "This is a long
There hasn't been a
time."
superhero movie in a while. What's going on?
Well,
Ridiculous. So TPR says, what's your favorite gaming dark horse? A title you didn't really know well or have any expectations going into it, but the game just blew you away.
Hellblade?
That's a good one. That was a good one.
I don't know. That's a good question.
When
don't
I
have
saw
one.
Dark Horse, I was thinking like an underdog. Like, what's a small thing that you root for? Not like what's a surprise, I guess.
Yeah.
But by the definition, yeah, Hellblade was a surprise. I didn't know,
You know what?
anything about it, and then it did blow
Next
me away.
thing.
I love the game.
First one, Plague Tale's Innocent.
Who?
What?
Plague Tale.
Plague's Tale. Got it. Okay.
Yes. The
Yeah, I
first
think
one,
that's a
yeah.
good one. It's a good answer for this.
You know what? I'm going to say Destiny because it was not, I had no expectations going and I was like, I don't know what
Yeah,
the hell
but
this is
people
going to
had
be.
a lot of expectations for it, though.
I was
It was
not
hype.
following the game. I had no
hype.
idea what it was.
Just Bungie alone.
I again coming from PlayStation, I didn't follow Bungie. I had never played Halo. I did not care about Bungie or their name. It's like I don't know what the hell this is, but I got access to the beta and was like, holy shit, this is fucking Borderlands meets World of Warcraft. I'm in. Let's go.
You're in.
So that was probably something that I didn't know well. I didn't know the title well at all. I went in with no expectations and was just like, oh my God. The next couple of
It's
years
awesome.
of my life are going to be Destiny. So,
Solid.
yeah.
It's cool.
And our last and final question comes from Nathan. He says, a meteor has been discovered that has a 60% chance of impacting the Earth in 7 days, causing unknowable destruction.
That's terrible.
What do you do with each day?
I'm fucking.
I mean, yeah.
Good answer.
There's a
answer.
song by Mace called 24 Hours.
This was like a
That's-
trend
That's it.
on
Yeah.
TikTok a while ago when we had like the Putin nuclear threat crisis with Ukraine. Apparently, like they leaked out that like the best we could hope for is you might get a text message or an alert message on our phones if we are in one of the cities that might be targeted by missile. Then we have 10 minutes. That's the lead time you get. 10-minute
Give me
warning.
10 minutes. I'm just going to go sit on my roof and watch it happen. What's the point?
Yeah, like you can't do anything in 10 minutes. You're
Where
so
you gonna
fucked. Yeah, even
Yeah.
if you got in your car, like you couldn't get far enough away. So, but yeah, a
Yeah,
week.
just-
I mean, it's hard because I'm not the only one that knows. So I'm sure everything's going to be frozen and everybody's going to be, kind of in their own panic. So I'll have limited options. But yeah, fucking, and
Yeah, what can you do in that case?
probably doing cocaine.
Yeah.
Donnie's
Exactly
going
a
to turn
good
into
idea.
Coke Bear. That's what's going to
I'm just-
happen. Donnie's going to
Yeah.
be Coke Bear.
7 days? Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah. If you know you're gonna go,
Yeah,
Why
I'm
would
gonna
it fucking pay?
eat some amazing food every day, and I'm just gonna take in just all the things.
I feel like if everybody knows that they're gonna go in 7 days, shit's gonna get wild.
Mm-hmm. It's
They're
the
like,
purge.
fuck this. Yeah.
Yeah, but what are you purging over? You killing somebody else is not gonna stop anything
'Cause
else from happening. We're all dying in 7
There's a
days, so it doesn't matter.
60% chance it might not happen. People are going to go wild, and you're going to have some people who are going to be like,
Go
we're going
wild
to
and
hold on to
do
hope.
What?
People are gonna
Like,
go wild and
People are
they're
going to be like,
try
well,
to-
nothing's going to happen. I'm going to go murder people. I'm going to go do some wild
You're just
crazy
gonna
shit.
murder people?
Oh, people.
I'm gonna-
Oh, come on.
Wait,
Come
I'm
on.
gonna commit as many crimes as I can. Fuck it.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sure somebody will, but I mean, we're also gonna have, police, National Guard, and all that stuff will be doing their thing too.
Why would they care? They're gonna
What are
die
they going
too.
to do? What they going to do?
They're gonna
There's
be
more
doing
of
the
us than there
exact
are of
same
them.
thing. Yeah.
We've seen
I
how this goes.
No, I think there would be more of that going on, but I'm sure, yeah, somebody might want to. I just don't think generally most people. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about the people that would actually commit those crimes now. I'm just talking about your general people. Like, hey, you have 7 days to spend the rest of your life. I don't think a lot of those people are gonna be like, I want to murder. Like, that's not a leap. That your death, your impending doom isn't what stops you from murdering people. Like, that's a whole separate jump. I don't think they're connected.
I wouldn't say murder per se, but
I
crimes.
think people are
Crimes, steal,
Crimes,
yes,
steal,
yes,
rob,
looting,
steal, kill,
loot.
all happening.
But for me, like, just personally, now looting, yes, there'd be widespread looting. But for me, like, what could you steal that would make you happy in 7 days?
My thing is, why even like have looting? Just give away everything for free. What's the point?
Yeah, you might as well.
Here, I'm opening the door. Feel free. Take
If it's all
all
going to be a thing,
things.
yeah, you might as well. Yeah, I'm going to drive a Ferrari.
Yeah, I'm with Donnie. I'm
going to go play the Masters.
I'm hanging with my kids and I'm playing video games.
Kicking that gate down. I'm like, oh, I'm playing this fucking golf course.
Yeah. Why not? Fuck.
It's going down. But
yeah,
probably just staying home. Debauchery ensues. Chilling. Yeah, I'm having a good time.
Because you got to do something to take your mind off of, hey, we're going to die in 7 days. You got to do something.
I don't think you could take your mind off of it, but drugs would help.
Yeah.
I would just want something to like even it out, like just make me feel, like let's just
make me feel real good.
Yeah, I just want to have a good time before it goes, like what can we do to have a good time? Let's get some steaks, like I'm eat like a king, let's get like a really nice bourbon. Yeah, I'm just going to go out in style.
Yeah, because truthfully speaking, nobody wants to know the day they're going to go. So you tell me like, hey, 7 days from now, you're not going to be like, fuck. It's going to blow your mind every goddamn day.
And the problem with like the scenario of an asteroid, that's such a global annihilation. Like there's no point in running. Like at that point, you're like, well, like what are you going to do?
Level event.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. So like, that's the part of me. It's like, well, why go all I'm going to murder? And I'm like, that just seems like a lot of work for like, why murder
Not
somebody? They're going to die anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to die anyway. It seems like a waste of your time. Very limited time.
It's about the act. They want to actually murder. You know what I'm saying? It's not about they're going to die anyway. It's like I
don't think it would be widespread, but sure. I'm sure somebody would for sure.
Yeah. There's going to be
the people that like to murder or want to murder or prone to murder. Yeah, they would probably murder.
Yes. Yeah.
So you'd want to, pack some heat. Be prepared. I don't even know if I'd leave the house that much.
I don't think I would either. What's the point?
Where are you going?
I'm hanging with my family. I'm playing video games.
Maybe go to the beach.
Eating good food.
Like that I might do.
Yeah. The beach is going to be so crowded. Ugh.
You think?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it would be.
You think a lot of people go to the beach?
Yes.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah. I'm not going anywhere where there's lots of people.
Well, you shouldn't go anywhere anyway, regardless, because everything's gonna be closed. Who the fuck's gonna go to work?
Right.
Let's be honest. Like, you can't go get no burgers or anything like that. Nobody's going to fucking work.
Yeah, and it's not like you can't go splurge because the bank's not giving you any money.
What are you going to splurge on? What? Everything is free.
Like,
because nobody's working.
Remember the movie Armageddon, where he goes to like a loan shark and like borrows an insane amount of money? Like, you can't do that because everybody knows impending doom. Nobody's gonna do that. You can't like sell your house or anything like that. You can't do any of that. So you basically, how can you make the most with what you have on hand? Is basically like your options.
Just want to feel the power between my legs, brother.
I'd go out for a sweet ride. Take the car out. But yeah, I bet even me, like you couldn't go to. I doubt there'd be like strippers. You can't go to like a club or anything.
Nobody. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it would be a bar open. A bar probably would be open.
You think?
No.
Yeah, a bar.
The bartender is not going to work. There's going to be bars that will be broken into with people drinking.
I'll tackle this from a different angle. I think a lot of people would be like, we're just going to get all of our family together and spend time together. And I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's a lot to do.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm doing that, but just with my immediate family.
Of course,
that's
but
it.
not the extended family. I think a lot of people would be like, "Let's get the whole family together and let's do this together."
If my
And
mom
like,
was still
I am
here,
not.
absolutely.
I'm not spending the last 7 days of my life with grandma and in-laws and cousins. No, absolutely
no.
not. I'm
That
good.
sounds like not fun.
Yeah.
I'd send a
No.
card or something. Maybe a day. I'd swing up for a day, like, "Hey," and then leave.
Just
Shit
want to
looking
say
rough out
hi
here.
and bye before the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all good? All right, holla at y'all later.
Right.
Hang in
Can't
there,
make no
guys.
phone calls.
Best of luck. But yeah, I think
See
things
you
would.
on the other side.
I think my family, I already have
Oh,
like
no.
a really dark humor, and I don't think they'd want to be around because I would be cracking jokes. People would be crying and praying, and I would just be like that dude with like like the T-shirt that makes fun of it. That's just bringing up all the things.
Yeah.
Be like, man, I heard if it hits, it's gonna boil the ocean. We're gonna have just tons, millions of gallons of boiling water flying at us at 60 miles an hour.
Boiling water, nuclear waste. It's just
Oh,
gonna
man.
be bedlam, you
It's gonna
know.
block the sun like within 6 hours. There'll be no sunlight. Like nobody
And
would
then the
want
world
me.
will freeze over.
Yeah, nobody would want me to be around. Like, Donnie, you can go.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
We've released you of your commitment to the family.
Please, sir, leave now.
Yeah.
You've been warned. Leave now. All right. That's gonna do it for episode 65 of the PlayStation. I said PlayStation.
Wow.
It's time for me to go.
You are
That's
on
basically what it is.
rare form
Yes, it's great.
tonight, sir.
You
Yeah.
turned to Delvin, just fucking up everything.
That was the thing.
Look, man, it's been a long 3 days. So anyway,
Yeah.
this has been the Play Some Video Games podcast. I'm Dad Ninja Dev. That's Donnie. Down there is Delvin. And
Down
we're
there.
out.